Well, good morning, everybody. How are you this morning? It is a Saturday morning, and it is absolutely gorgeous here in northern Michigan. Blue skies for days. I think it's probably like around 65 or something. It is just gorgeous out right now. So, just a touch of chill in the air this morning, which is fantastic, and great sleeping weather. And we're up. We're clutching some coffee, and we're gonna go ahead and get this party started. Good morning, Cyber Spooky. How are you, sir? Quadsar, nice to see you. Good morning, Prince. Nice to see you. Nice to see you guys. So yeah, we're over here at CRUL1, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put the FLTR-XL back on there. Grio this morning. Colton, good morning. How are you guys? Nice to see you. Welcome aboard this morning. That's awesome, you guys. Yeah, it's got the Breakfast Club. Let's get it going. I got an awesome cup of coffee this morning. I will say you guys have been really generous. And for those of you who go back, well, some people come and watch this like a podcast, and it's been really generous. I'm clutching a very delicious cup of coffee because of you guys. So I appreciate it. I can't tell you how much I'm excited to get started this morning. And yeah, let's go ahead and without further ado. Now, the one thing I am going to say, Quadstar says, we got the coffee, now we just need the Quantanium. That's exactly right. One thing I'm going to do here, and I haven't done it in a while, so hopefully this doesn't come back to bite us, but we'll see, is I am going to sneak the FLTR-XL back on the old Prospector. So, and look at that, it just so happens I have an empty spot. So I brought one of these over. I haven't been running this thing for a couple of weeks, just because it reset my Quantanium a couple times, but I'm going to give it another chance. We're going to see how it goes. And so, yeah, we're throwing that guy on there. We're running the FLTR-XL in a couple brands. This is the way I like to do things usually. The more brands, the better, though, type of thing. And I'm going to store my Taurus because I just landed to get myself right over here. And let's see here. Let me go ahead and store that guy. And we will go ahead and we will pull the Prospector. And we're going to head over to the Air and Halo this morning to get started. So I hope that you're all honestly having a lovely Saturday. It is, any day in Star Citizen that you can get up in the morning, have a little breakfast, pour yourself an extra cup of coffee, and head out into the Air and Halo is an absolutely wonderful day. Grio says, I lost my Prospector because it was a loaner from a Vulture that I upgraded to a Merchantman. Well, I mean, that's tough, man. But you did gain a BMM. I mean, Grio, so, wow, what a great ship, Grio. Nicely done. Tina, how are you, Tina? I hope that you're well. Salute. And Tina also says, hey, chat. Good morning. And for some of you, probably good afternoon. Right, Tina? That's awesome. All right. So we're climbing up into the Prospector here. And I don't know how many charges those brands have left on them. We'll have to kind of make it work. If for some reason we run a touch short, it'll just make it more fun, more chances to more chances to.
Hello. How can this help?
All right, so we're going to set our destination as ARC-L3. We're going to lift up off the pad. We're going to go ahead and pull our gear back, and we are going to
Landing gear.
cruise. I like to clear the station. I think I mentioned that a few times. It's just one of those things. Kind of get over here. Cyber Spooky says, it is almost midnight Saturday night. That is crazy, Cyber Spooky. That is it's very interesting how how I get to talk to people from all over the different parts of the world. It's not lost on me. It's one of the coolest things about doing the stream is just that. Colton Yoder says, sipping on a nitro cold brew and chilling with you guys. Colton, that is awesome. Tina Peterson says, yep, late afternoon here, LOL. I'm good, just had a stressing time at work, really. Nothing like the bosses wanting to count their goods. Yeah, I remember, doing, some of the retail that I did. Always some of those most intense days were those days where you had inventory, and then there was a lot of questions. Well, where the heck did all these things go, or that type of thing, and certainly I've experienced different times of that, and I understand completely, Tina. That is one of those times where the bosses are kind of getting watched by the bosses. All right. So we are cruising over here to ARC-L3. We're probably going to jump out at about 11.6 or so. And we will see how it goes after that. Grio says, 9 a.m. for me. I'll give the stream a listen while I drive to the East Coast. Hey, Grio, no problem. And Grio, one thing you probably have caught, but maybe not on the channel, Zell and I, a good friend, and kind of cohort in our organization, we do a podcast. That's always worth giving a good listen to. We spend some time just kind of pontificating on all things Star Citizen, so that's always a good one. That's a nice playlist if you got to burn time. All right, we're cruising along here. Like I said, 11.6. We're going to drop out 11 about here. And that looks lovely. That will work for us just fine. Kind of give myself just a touch more velocity there. Grave Digger says, morning stream, pleasantly surprised. Grave, nice to see you this morning, sir. How are you? That is awesome. We're going to go ahead and pull out this mining laser here. We're going to send out our first pulse, and we're going to see what we got. Alrighty. Let's see if we can get some opportunities here. No, wait a minute now. I pinged, and it said Q-type at 179. It did. It did. Look at that. Look. Where are they? I don't see a Q-type right up. I just dropped out and pinged and it said Q-type. Like it's right out in front of me somewhere. So could I... That is... Like... I just noticed that as I was kind of peeling away to go look at the first opportunity marker. There's like a rock that... It's like... I must be pointing darn near right at it. How did that happen? What the heck? I'm going to just keep moving forward a little bit until I can... It's got to be close. Let me just peel back again. Is it real close? What the? That is awesome. Like I'm just trying to drive forward. I'm missing some things here. Grill says, yeah, I've been listening to the podcast as well. I love that kind of long form stuff. Because I'm a trucker. That makes sense, Grill. I appreciate that. Quadsar says, I listened to episode 4 as I drove to and from work yesterday. Awesome. And Tina says, not saying my work is 25 km2 distribution warehouse with 2 major customers and several other ones who all want their numbers and statistics at the same time. Yeah, I totally get how that goes. Doing inventory is a crazy process for sure. Greg Digger says, up to 41 loads in the refinery, need 9 today to hit 50. 50 loads, Gravediggers wanting to put into the hopper a week. That is a grind, so you are knocking it down for sure. Well, that is interesting. I don't see... Oh, and I don't have a twist here, so let's fix that. I don't see that thing. It didn't pop out in front of me. I don't think it's either any of these ones. It was just weird. It just was like I was pointing into the black, and it said Quantanium. And it actually looked like a decent rock, too. Like, it actually flashed the thing for just a second. I'm going to take a moment and really look around for that thing. I wonder if it's behind me now. I wonder if I passed it. Let's just roll over. It's not this one, is it? No, That's a P-type. Oh, it was so close. That is so funny. It's got me it's got me kind of over my skin, just a touch stunned, but we'll move on. You know, it was right. It said it right there, and I was pointed right at it. I couldn't believe it. Ah, you know, it's going to be a good day when that happens, though. That is awesome. Gravedigger says, at Grio, keep the shiny side up. Retired long haul driver here. Yeah, you know, I absolutely keep the shiny side up. Dark Side, how are you, sir? Nice to see you. How have you been? Nice to see you, Dark. That's awesome. All right, we'll start putting the work in again here. Like I said, I came out of Quantum. I wasn't even pointed at an opportunity marker. I mean, there's a rock out here floating around. I just don't. I lost. I never had an opportunity marker on it. I just was pointed in a direction, and it was like, hey, it was a Q-type, like right off. Literally, there's some more Q-types right there. Let's head on over. All right. They're everywhere. Jumping all over the place this morning. So, definitely a busy week at work this week. You know, and it's just so nice to kind of have that behind you and just kind of do a little mining. Got the FLTR-XL back on. Gonna give it a try. Hopefully it doesn't reset my quant. You know, if it does, we'll just peel it back off again. No big deal. That first one we're looking at is probably not going to be a great rock. Probably a blue cap. Oh boy. I'm zooming past them. Had to put the brakes on. Blue cap there. What about this guy? Not going to be a good one either. 3.85%. We'll go ahead and crank this guy down and take a look at this one. She's not giving us any opportunity markers. We're pretty close to these guys. Kind of figured I might crank the... Yep, not kind of giving us anything. Probably not a scannable rock. There's some M types. We're going to keep on trucking. All right. You can see those three rocks they're right there. Just because we're right next to them. It's one of those things, it's a good learning lesson. I mean, they're just not scannable rocks, right? When you ping them over and over again and they don't give you stuff back, just drive off. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Legal Alien, good morning. How are you, sir? Nice to see you. And Legal says, hey, everybody. And Stanton, how you doing today? Dark Side says, last night, so many P-type clusters. Yeah, you know, like, that's interesting. I've had a pretty mixed bag here so far, Dark. Oh, there's another Q-type. Let's head on over. Oh, my stars in heaven. Gotta get a scan angle right. Gravedigger says, after looking at the crew cargo hauling stuff, I'm glad I went mining, hiring lumpers, laid balancing, load times, hazmat cargo, group separation. Just seems so much work. You know, yeah, Grave, I'm not. That's not lost on me what you're saying. I have a feeling, it's going to be an iterative process in the sense that they're going to throw a lot of things at it, and then they're going to have to roll some things back and temper it a bit. They're going to have to find a comfortable balance between tedious and fun. I mean, at least I hope that's their goal, because you're absolutely right. And it's just a preliminary look. I really don't want to get too crazy about it, but I completely understand what you're saying. I had similar thoughts along the lines of how long it takes to do things, and we'll have to see how it goes. But let's kind of keep some faith. But yeah, I mean, mining and salvaging is my jam anyway, so I'm good. But I love cargo hauling. Wait till the Interstellar Department of Transportation gets formed. Yeah, that's exactly right. Guys, I'm going to need you to pull over. That load is not properly balanced. Rio says, I went mining because being a trucker, just hop out online. Being a space trucker seemed like hit too close to home. Yeah, sometimes you want to get away. I understand that. So I got a couple of blue caps here. I'm sure you guys while we're chatting along. 2 and a. This may be better. This may be like a 6 or something. I'm gonna gamble. 6. Look at that. That's hilarious. You know you've been mining too long when you can kind of analyze the amount of red in the sliver, and then just be like, it's probably like a 6%er. Oh, my stars in heaven, that's funny. Colton Yoder says it's turning to truck driver sim. Yeah, exactly. That is exactly right. All right, so we're going to kind of poke this guy with a ping and see what that is over there. Another Q-type. That looked like a couple of flashes our way. So we'll kind of sneak on over here and take a peek at him. Roll back to the 90 degree to kind of keep that pit marker on us in front of us, and we'll fly on up and see what they are. Yeah, you know, like I said, they're going to have to strike a balance, you know. I want to have faith that they will. You know, it definitely can't be all, you know, all load time and no cargo hauling. But, you know, and it is going to be interesting to see how that external versus internal cargo thing plays out. I mean, it really is. There's one of these rocks it's not going to be great. It's not going to be a great rock, I don't think. I'm wrong. It's a fantastic rock. So right as I was on the 6%er, I get a little over my ski. It's just a little weird how sometimes these work out, right? So this is an excellent rock, guys. It's a 40-40, 49, actually a 50-40, really. 49-31, 42%er. And we will take that all day long. I'm going to flip this guy over. You can see how I always want to orientate the dark side of the rock to the starboard side of my UI. And yeah, this is a beaut. Now let's just kind of get ourselves right with the sun too. We don't like that, so probably more like this, right? So we're gonna sneak on in here, and I'm gonna take one look at the chat before we kind of get started doing the mining part of things. Let's see here, Justin. Nice to see you, Just. How are you, sir? Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Miner. So I made my first almost $1 million run of Quant last night. Gotta say, this is a very lucrative way to play and low risk, as you know, it doesn't take too long. Just welcome aboard. I know it's a great way to kind of get a few space bucks together, and it's so much fun. Darkside says, love the Prospector, but really missing the solitude of the mole. Dark, I can really appreciate that. Big push to get the mole fixed here, for sure. Absolutely. Gravedigger says, I joke in another stream when they all make the California system commercials. Will be limited to 55 miles per hour. Yeah, they will change. Yeah, they will charge double the fuel. Yeah, definitely different states' politics, I betcha, make it hard on trucking for sure. Not something I've experienced, Grave, but I have heard that before. Griot says hopefully they increase the payouts to offset all the loading and unloading stuff. Yeah, you know, like Griot, you're absolutely right. They're gonna have to strike some kind of a balance there. I agree with that 100%. Colton Yoder says, yeah, I prefer the mole. I started mining in it. There are a lot of people who come to the channel who love the mole. And I you know what, the Prospector is my favorite ship in the game, and if I didn't have access to the Prospector, I really want to say to you guys, I understand. It would hurt, you know. So you mole miners that just kind of love that mole, I feel for you. You know, and you know, here's to getting that thing fixed. And there have been, just so you know, I've had a few people come to the channel say, man, I just bought the thing and I can't use it. So, I mean, real money. So that's, yeah, I got it for sure. Jaffrey, good morning, Jaffrey. Quadstar's got a big smile in there. Looks like Prince says, really missing my mole. Yep, for sure, Prince, I get it. Gravedigger, mining is lucrative. I plan on getting 10 to 12K for my ore Monday with the healthy org ship escort, of course. Yeah, never a bad idea. Grave, you know, I definitely know I run a little blind out this way on that front. Griot says to Grave, diesel's about to hit about $6 a gallon. Yeah, it's crazy. Jaffrey Ishmael says, hope the mole fix soon. Agree with that. Gravedigger says, 3.17.2 Evocata hit patch notes indicate mole is fixed. It does. It does. They say it's fixed. Have an org member in Evocati who promised to try and confirm it for me. And I Miss My Mole by Griot. It is beautiful. With that, I will go ahead and kind of lend my focus to getting this mining done here. And we will see how it goes from there. So we're in optimal range. I'm going to go ahead, take her up to 100%. I've got the mining laser head kind of nice and loose. We're going to start building some overcharge. We got excellent contrast, and we are going to town here. So yeah, I mean, you really can make a lot of money mining in Star Citizen. I don't think that's lost on anybody who comes to the channel here. There are times in a couple hours, or just over a couple hours, I put $1 million in the hopper worth of Quantanium. Now that's, you still have refining costs, you still have fuel costs for hauling, you still have your most infinite resource, which is our time, right, invested in those things. But it is a thing where I think if you get proficient at mining, you know, you can absolutely just go out, knock yourself, even if you don't like, you know, necessarily to do it all the time. It's never a bad idea to have 4 or 5 cooking in the hopper, then run out and do your bounty hunting or your FPS missions. You know, mix it up a little bit, you know, because it's a surefire way to always have $1 million kind of pouring in. And once you kind of get used to how it goes, it's not a difficult thing to do. Just says, hope that mole gets fixed soon. Absolutely. Pineapple, welcome to the channel. Good morning, Pineapple. Am I right in thinking that you can't move the ship at all using the laser? No, you can definitely move the ships. You can't move it forward or back or left or right, but it will tip up and down. I absolutely can move the ship. You know, just moving the laser head. It's one of those things when you have it. You know, when you have it on, I forget what it's called, but it's, what is that called, Chad? It's, you know, when you have it that way, you absolutely can move the ship. Now, it won't, it won't travel, but you could roll it over and that type of thing. What is that called? That when you hit G a couple times. Why am I losing that word? Hey, Pineapple. Good morning, Nate. Nice to see you, Nate. Good morning, Mr. Shorts. Hope the coffee and the conversations work. The coffee's fantastic. We just found a nice load of Quantanium, but of course the conversation is the best. What is it called when you hit gimbal mode? I think yes, gimbal. That's what it is. I couldn't think of the word gimbal. My hard drive was broke for a minute. All right, so we got this in the optimal. It seems to be behaving itself quite nicely for a big percentage. I don't want to flirt with the overcharge, though. I want to be really careful that we don't do that. You know, you don't want to cook it at all if you can help it, because funny things do happen if you do. Now, sometimes it spikes up and you do. I mean, but you try not to. You try and do your best. That was a nice break. We'll go ahead and just kind of peel back and see what we have. Gimbal, yes, thank you, chat, so much. You know, I had some vapor lock going on with that word in my brain. For sure. So that's a 334 right there. That's 100%er, so that's 6 SCU. This is going to be nothing. That's usually a really good sign when you have a big chunk of nothing. This is also going to be a big chunk of nothing. Okay, and so what about this guy? This is also going to be a big chunk of nothing. So that's lovely. So these last couple are going to have to be pretty pure, right? So there is going to be another 100%er. That's 12 SCU. So I think we said we had a 6 SCU there, and we have 12 SCU there. So this is going to be a healthy sized chunk that's going to have quite a bit in it, right? So this is going to be, yep, exactly. This is probably going to have 20 SCU or better in it. There's 12 SCU in it there, and then you have your stuff there. So one more check on these extras. We will go ahead and break down. Now, remember, I said we have the FLTR-XL on there. It's not going to matter necessarily on second break here, but we're just going to go ahead and we will abuse our brands, and we will just kind of knock this out. Pineapple says, so it isn't a handicap if you move the ship about for hovering the mole. Oh, I don't know that you can do it on the mole. You know, that's gimbal mode's, it's gonna move your independent mining thing around, but you're not gonna move the whole ship. That's the pilot upstairs. Nate says Herd 317-2 has gone to avocado testing. That's funny, Nate. Hopefully the mole will fix soon. Yes, hopefully the mole will fix soon. Colton Yoder says, keeping an eye on this here. Are there any tricks to heating up? almost too big a rock, like a figure 8 motions. You know, Colton, yes, that's called agitating when you're kind of doing one of these things on the rock. Yeah, some rocks do respond to it, quite honestly, differently than others. I don't know. It is a little bit of a strange thing. But yeah, I mean, I've definitely used that, what's called agitating, on a rock a bunch to get it to just one that was being stubborn or whatever, or wouldn't necessarily crack or whatever. I definitely have used that method to kind of crack things that were being grumpy. All right, I think we're in a good place here. Just kind of sailing in. We only got 7 seconds left on the brand, but I'm going to pop another one right off the bat, because we have one more rock to break anyways. All right, off we go. Yeah, we're going to finish this up and move it on to the next one. Tina says, mole benefits the very large cargo bay. Yep, with some finesse. You can position perfectly for mining with it. Yeah, I mean, positioning is everything with the mole. A good mole pilot knows that if they can selectively put themselves between a couple of rocks, and they can really be able to get after a couple different ones, and then depending, you could always run to the different mining laser heads too. Now there's a lag spike right there, and a good one. Yeah, that's why I turned the laser off. That was a healthy lag spike, like a serious lag spike right there, and I recognized it, and I immediately killed the laser, which is what I'm beginning to recommend when you see those. And there are some lag spikes that have been going on in 317, so you got to be careful, because that can spike you right up into the overcharge if you're not careful. Gravedigger says, I generally move the laser looking for the sweet spot. Yep, I can appreciate that. There are some people that are really looking for that good soft spot on the rock, and there does seem to be different spots where it does react differently. Pineapple says, well, maybe 10 days and 17.2 maybe with us. Yes, hopefully it won't be terribly long. I agree with that. That is an excellent, it's not long, the 317. Quaddy says, I doubt it will be that fast. Hopefully PT will be in the next couple weeks, though. Oh, it'll be interesting to see. Infinite Reach, nice to see you. How's Turkey today, sir? Greetings, SS. Greetings to you, sir. So we know we got some really good scooping to do over this way. Let's go ahead and be a little discerning on the laser. Remember, I do have the FLTR-XL on there, so I'm going to be taking a close eye on whether or not I get a Quantanium reset. And if I do, I'm taking that thing right back off. This is the first time I've had it on in a couple of weeks, so we're going to see how it goes. The last 2 times I ran it, it cut my Quantanium in half, so no big deal either way. But I do want to give it another opportunity, right? So here we go. Justin says, Colton gives a salute to Infinite. And let's see what else here. Hold on, let's just kind of get on here and take a look. Justin says, so you can mine bigger mass rocks with the mole? You absolutely can mine bigger mass rocks with the mole. Probably better on a planet, because I've tried the asteroid field and almost... Yeah, well, the one thing though, the mole's really good in the sense that I'd like to solo mine in the belt, because you don't have as much weather and stuff. Kind of, you don't have as much desync, and it's just it's real positioned well. Don't get me wrong. There are times when you find more than 32 SCU, or can get a couple of different lasers on a couple of different things, and it makes sense to kind of have the mole. There's definitely some of that stuff. Gravedigger says planets have 8K rocks. Mole advantage is multiple lasers, so you can have multiple loadouts. Yep, that's exactly right with that. That's a hundo back there for sure. We're just being kind of we're over 20 SCU, and we're just kind of being careful not to cross streams here. TG's asking, did they fix the mole yet? Not yet, TG. Alrighty, and I've got, now there's a 92%er. We're trying to keep ourselves going here. There's a hundo. Quadsar, it's supposed to be confirmed in Evocati that the 317-2, the mole is fixed. All right, we got 2905. That is a nothing rock, and hopefully this is a nice big juicy 100%er. We're crossing our fingers. It is. So we're crossing 31 SCU. That's a unicorn right off the bat, you guys. So that's a great rock. I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, I mean, that's a nice way to begin the day today. We'll go ahead and set route. We'll back away. And that is a uni. And we will, we will ring the bell on that one. So we're going to go ahead and I am going to kind of move off just in this direction here, kind of clear the rocks. I will align to target just like it asks. We're going to punch it. Off we go. We're heading back to CRUL1 with the unicorn on board, first run of the day. Pineapple says it is in the patch notes. Gravedigger says it's in the notes. I have a friend, Evacati, that's confirmed it. Pineapple says it's been fixed for a while, just not patched. Infinite Reach says, why don't we have alien mining ships? Oh, Infinite, yeah, it's definitely a question I ask. Unknown Midget, welcome to the channel, Unknown Midget. What's the problem with the mole? The extraction laser is not working. Tripper Dan 99, Unicorn, yes sir, Uni. How you doing, Tripper? Good morning, sir. Rui, hello everyone. Good morning, Rui. How are ya? Gravedigger says because Sig does not want me to buy alien ships. That's why, exactly. Because if they made if they would launch an alien mining ship, we would just throw our money at it, right? I mean, I would for sure. Rui says, how's everybody doing? Gravedigger says, the mole won't extract. I think the cargo's always full. Yeah, something that definitely, I don't know what it is, but she won't extract, that's for sure. Pineapple says, the problem is it won't hoover cargo. Yeah, it won't vacuum up. TG says, thanks, guys. Love your videos. Thank you so much, TG. You guys have been so gracious to me. I've had some members join. I've had some really nice donations. Because of that, I have some lovely coffee. I really appreciate all that stuff. Yeah, we're just gonna kind of keep our foot on the gas and just keep doing the mining stream because it's just a blast. I have so much fun with you guys. Damn, I wanted to buy one. Unknown Ninja, don't worry. That is a ship that's worked for a while, and I strongly encourage. It's don't buy it now, but when it's fixed, go ahead and buy it. Gravedigger's like, shut up and take our money. Driz, good morning, Driz. How are you? Nice to see you. Hey guys, I will say we've got 36 watching and 13 likes. I'll tell you what, if you like what you're hearing, hey, while we're in Quantum, and I like to do this by the way, hit that like button for me if you wouldn't mind, or hit the notification bell, or join up and come hang out with us. Pineapple says it's apparently fixed for 17.2, which should be pretty good. Driz, how you been by the way? Tripper Dan says the fix is coming. With the new patch by the end of this month. Yeah, the one thing I will say, Midget, is the moles worked for a long time. It got into a state this time, and it's been out of commission now for a little while. I have every faith that it's going to be fixed here in the next week or two. Don't necessarily run out and buy it now, but if it is fixed, I think there would be nothing wrong with investing in it. I think the mole's a great ship. I love the mole. All right, we're going to bring this in. I appreciate the likes, guys. That's nice. I truly do. Infinite Reach says, I think an alien mining ship would wreck the meta due to its alien technology. It's interesting. I mean, I wonder how they would approach it if they would take some kind of a really different approach, Infinite. It's maybe one of the reasons why they don't, because they realize they got to do something different with it. Rui says, I just saw a Board Gamer video about a patch in 3.17.2. I really hope he's right about the bug fixing improvements. Yeah, I'm sure they have realized that they're a little soft on stability right now. I'm sure it's not lost on them. Rui says, Gravedigger says, I'm excited. 17.2 will drop around the time I get my new PC. Nice, Grave. Love to hear that. Jen S., welcome to the channel, Jen. Hello, everyone. Bought my first Prospector yesterday for in-game credits. That's an awesome purchase. Good for you, Jen. Welcome aboard. It's a good feeling when you get your Prospector. Legal Alien says, sorry, need to go. Love to watch this to the end later. Magical weekend, guys and dolls. Legal Alien, thank you for joining and hanging out for sure. And Rui says, hey, gives a salute and says happy mining. And very much congrats to you, Jen, for sure. So, yeah, I definitely appreciate the likes. We've almost hit 20, so I thank you very much. That's awesome. And we'll kind of haul this guy in and see how we do. So We have a lovely unicorn on board. We have not heard First Quantum. I'm not really flying into my normal clip. I'm just kind of chatting with you guys. But that's okay. We got plenty of time. And we're just going to haul this guy in. We're going to try and be real careful around the pad, set her down nicely. QuadSar, welcome! That is awesome. Thank you, Quad. That is fantastic. I really appreciate that. That's super cool, man. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Legal alien, big smile there. Fizz, how are you this morning, Fizz? What's happening? I'm tempted to get an Orion when it next goes big bad mind ship. You know what? Fizz, welcome to the channel. You're not the only person who's been tempted by that big bad mining ship. As Space Dad would say, the big mamma jamma. QuadSar, I can't thank you enough, sir. That is awesome, truly. That is very kind of you. Gravedigger says, careful, once you use that mole, you're going to want to buy one. Yeah, you know, there are a couple of ships that hook you pretty good, and the mole's one of them, especially if you get a good crew on board. The Prospector, the same way. Moles and Prospectors, once you kind of have that it moment with them, they're hard not to have in your hangar. You know, you just kind of, you know, Prospector's so much fun. The mole, if you ever have a competent crew and have a good night one night, you're just like, you're stuck with it for sure. Rui says, I guess the Orion will be overkill for what we have available. Well, yeah, I mean, the Orion wouldn't necessarily be what you have in there now. I'm sure that you know, that thing is that thing is definitely for chewing up asteroid belts, you know, and so that's going to be some future tech there. Now, we just heard first alarm go off, and that's actually kind of funny because I was kind of late, you know, chatty with you guys and that type of thing. We're just going to set this guy down nice and easy. Just touch down. Beautiful. And we're going to do a post-flight here.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
And just because we heard first alarm, we're still in great shape. So we're going to go ahead and turn off the engines and back out of the seat. Yeah, the Orion will just kind of eat the belts. You know, for sure. And I'm super excited, I mean, for the Orion, that type of thing. You know, it's really going to be interesting because they're going to have some of that kind of tractor beam hauls it in tech with some of the salvage stuff as well. So, you know, there's a few core pieces of tech that need to happen, you know, before the Orion. But, man, that is going to be a ship. It's huge. It's going to be fun. So, one thing that you guys should know about the old, when you click in here on CRUL1, run back out. So you get one click to the elevator and come back out here behind the blue screen and wait for the elevator to open so the elevator doesn't kill you. It's one of those little tips or tricks that can help. We're just watching for the elevator to open before we run in there. Yeah, the Orion's going to be such a blast, you guys. 21 likes, by the way. Thank you. That's awesome. And appreciate that. All right, so now it's open. We'll run back in here, and we're going to head down to the lobby. And then what we're going to do is we're going to run down and throw this guy in the hopper. We started the stream off with a uni. That was, you know, just a beautiful rock, a 50-40. QuadSar says, I made that mistake again just the other day. Let's see. Claudia, I might have missed your last chat on that one. Running high from the murder lift. Yeah, exactly. Great, for sure. The lift gets you for sure. Let's see here. Orion will put everything. Get knocked into the interior of Everest Harbor and then took me 10 to CVA. That's what you're talking about. Yeah, you've got to hide from the elevator. The elevators are one of the most dangerous things in the Stanton system right now, for sure. That is, yes, you do. You've got to run from those things. So, we're going to go ahead and store the Prospector. Let's go ahead and do that. Driz says, I've been good, my man. Good to see you hitting the uni right off the rip. That's exactly right, man. That's the way to do it, for sure. Jen S says, man-eating elevator for start. Yeah, they are man-eaters. That's exactly right. QuadSar says, the elevator. Yeah, I got you, Quaddy. I figured it out. Prince says, by the way, what do you think about the new alien ship? Was there a new alien ship? Because did they sneak one in yesterday and did I miss it? I didn't know that there was a new one. And if I did, I'm sorry. I definitely... Friday nights are... Like, we have, like, Monday... It's so weird. We have Monday, multi-crew, Tuesday, mining training, Wednesday, Zell and I do the podcast, Thursday, we do Thursday mining nights. Friday's for my wife. Okay? As you can imagine. Friday nights after work, I just... Wherever she wants to go, whatever she wants to do, I try and make it about her as much as I can. So, so if they did, the BMM isn't new. Okay, so if it was the BMM, that's definitely not a new ship. But I love the fact that they've kind of shown you some of the stuff. The only thing I thought was a touch weird about the BMM so far was it was an enormous space for just the turret, like a walkway to a gun turret. That was the only one that seemed, the only thing about the BMM that seemed, I don't know, just a little different to me. And maybe that's because that alien culture has has combat in kind of a special place or something. But outside of that, I thought it looked fantastic. And quite honestly, there are probably, it's just starting now. It could be very much changed. That type of thing. Quadstar says, I kind of want to pick up some of the new skins. They're actually pretty good looking. Yeah, there are some really cool paints out right now for sure. So, all right, we're setting up this work order. We got a unicorn on board. We're going to go ahead and grab that at a Dynex Solvenation. We're going to get that quote. We're going to confirm that quote, and off we go. We got 3130 in the hopper, first day. Gravedigger says, lots of wasted space. Astropub had a lore reason for it. Grave. And that would be the type of thing that Astropub would kind of... I'm glad that you mentioned that. I'm going to go look what Pubby said about that for sure. By the way, cool guy, man. I mean, he does a lot of cool stuff for this game. I mean, very interesting to be that deep into and that deep and steeped into the lore for sure. And I've always liked it. Why did I inspect that? Let me kind of do this. Looking good there, I think. That's awesome. We'll exit there and we'll put our helmet back on. All right, we'll exit that one more time just for posterity. It did not go on. That's why we double check. And now it's on. Louie, how are you, Louie? Nice to see you. Those are all claustrophobic. The Banu are communist, Infinite says. Oh, I didn't know that, right, Banu? That's what, I don't know much about the lore. Louis says, it's communal, not communism. Yeah, I don't, like, that lore part has kind of escaped me a little bit on the Banu. I did like the fact that they had the seats, and they decided overall that they settled on, like, making it Banu size because it was a Banu ship. I thought that, I don't know. Star Citizen does an amazing. They do an amazing job on things. One of the things I will say quickly is Zell and I in this last podcast, episode 4, which is a good episode, talked a lot about ship modularity. Zell did a heck of a deep dive into all the into ship modularity, but it kind of it blows me away. Like, I was just looking at, because of the ship modularity podcast, I was taking a look at the Caterpillar and the Retaliator. I think it was the Retaliator and the Caterpillar, the brochures. And those brochures were stunning to me. I'd never taken that close of a look at them. I mean, CIG does an amazing job at some things, that's for sure. The Merchantman will be a mobile shop, right, Rui? Yep, that's correct. No, for real, they have a communist nature. Communal and communism is not terribly far apart, Infinite. I understand what you're saying there. Pretty much the BMM is a blockade breaker. Quadstar says more like a whole bunch of mobile shops. Yep. Wheels247. Good morning, Wheels. Nice to see you. Hello, miners. Gravedigger says the Banu operate in family groups. Think of the Fast and Furious family. That's an interesting way to look at it, Grave, for sure. Everyone equals communism, is what Infinite is saying. And then, and Quadstar says silly. Cool. All right, so we're going to do let's go ahead and take a look here. We're going to kind of pre-flight our Prospector and see if we need anything over on this front. I don't think we do. We know we're definitely down a couple of charges on this brand. I don't know where we sit on this brand. The FLTR-XL worked fantastic. I mean, we didn't need it that necessarily time, but it didn't reset, so here we go. Oh, Nate's saying the Raylan. Now, that's, out of all the ships, and don't get me wrong, I really like the Car2All, and the Santakii I think is a very cool looking ship as well. The one that's got me kind of interested in it is definitely the Raylan, and it's because it's that 320 SCU. It's like that's the one where I begin weighing whether or not, I would jump from my Taurus to that. I'm thinking about the Raylan for sure. IB Mac, yes, the mole is still broken. By the way, IB, welcome to the channel. If if you like mining content, like, subscribe, welcome aboard. Not a name I recognize. Wheels says thinking about buying the Prospector in the Pledge Store. Wheels, let me tell you about the Prospector in the Pledge Store. I don't think that people should spend a lot of their money on Star Citizen. Obviously whatever you're comfortable with, support the game 100%. But if I only could buy, this is important, Wheels, if I only could buy one ship in Star Citizen, it would be the Prospector. Because it prints money. It absolutely prints me money. It opens up the rest of the game. I own a Prospector, I own a Taurus. Between those two things, the rest of the game is sky's the limit. You can just go to town, brother. IB Max, yep, the mole's still broken. The Raylan is really cool. It's a great example of why the HUXA is so important. I'm not sure what HUXA is. Help explain that to me, Quaddy, a little bit. Tripper Dan says, yes, the mole is still broke. Yep. Wheels, you won't regret it. You won't regret it. Wheels says, new to mining. Wheels, go ahead and hit the, I think Wheels, you are subbed or whatever, man. Hang out. You'll learn if you want to learn the mining stuff, if you hang out here, we do lots of Quantanium mining. Most of my content in my channels is kind of focused around Quantanium mining, so we can definitely help you with that. And you will love if you buy that ship. You won't regret it for sure. Honestly, I never have once. I own a Prospector and an Andromeda. See how Grave is doing the same thing, right? It's that 1-2 punch. You got your miner, you got your hauler. Huxa is the Human Xeon Trade Initiative. Thank you, Quadsar. It was passed a few years ago. That is what makes sense. So it's a great example of why the Huxa is so important. I can revisit that a little bit, Quaddy. Thank you for that. Tripper Dan says, my fleet is built around industry. Prospector, Rock, Taurus, C2. Exactly. Purpose built. Very, very smart way to do it. C2 is a great ship, by the way. All those Hercs are crazy good ships. They fly like fighters in Atmo. Jojo, good morning, my friend. Thanks for the stream. You betcha, Jojo. I'm loving it. The conversation is off the rails today, you guys. It's great. IB says, I can't wait for the Orion. IB, you are in good company, sir. We all, most of us in the old mining channel can't wait for that exact moment when we can grab us and our 7 close-minded buddies, jump in that thing and go to town. That is a big ship, by the way, you guys. The Orion it has grown. It is not a little ship. It is a big ship. Same with the Endeavor, by the way. The Endeavor is slightly smaller than a Bengal. Think of that. This is crazy. All right, so we're headed towards ARC L3. We're going to come out of Quantanium at around 11.6. Marcus, how are you, Marcus? How have you been, sir? Nice to see you. Marcus is asking, how's it going? It's going great, you guys. We've got 24 likes. We've got a new member on board today. We have gotten our first unicorn. We've had an awesome conversation. I don't know, man. I don't know that it can get better. Fizz says Orion plus the Hull E would be the new meta one day. You know what? You might not be, and a whole lot of escorts, right, Fizz? Depending on where you're at. IB Max says, I just seen a video of the interior. Yeah, the BMM interior is tough. That thing is it really is tough. Like I said, it's beautiful. So thank you. Another like, love it. That's awesome. 25. I appreciate it, you guys. Infinite Reach says, my company pack is sitting in my buyback when the Orion. Oh yeah, that company pack's a cool one, Infinite, for sure. Feudal, gotcha. Welcome to the channel, Feudal. Feudal says, well, hello, citizens. How's everybody doing? Much love. Well, welcome aboard, man. Nice to see you. Not a name I recognize. Hope that you're doing well today. We're out here doing a little Quantanium mining. At least we're heading out. We pulled in a unicorn run, the first run, and we're headed back out for more. Marcus Peterson says, I want new ships always. You know what, Marcus? I know what you mean. It always gets exciting around new ships and stuff, that type of thing. All right, so we're going to drop out of around 11.6, you guys. 12, there we go. 7, boom. All right, looks like a really good area to do it. I'm going to go ahead and drop the quantum. I am going to go ahead and kind of raise up the velocity. I am going to go ahead and pull out my mining laser. We are going to roll forward to a 179 angle ping, and then we're going to take a look at our opportunity markers and get kind of focused in on them and see what we have. So the first one there is going to be an E-type. The second one there is going to be an M-type. All right, the third one there is going to be a P-type. There's an M-type. All right. There's a Q-type right there. All right, so when you get a Q-type, we're going to roll back to 90. We're just going to kind of keep it honest. We're going to kind of head in and stay, don't point right at the thing. Kind of stay off to the side of it a little bit so you don't run into them. Chat is popping off. Can't wait for the new additions. Tripper Dan, the Expanse is one step towards the Orion for developers. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's getting some tech in there. Same with the Odyssey, Tripper, when they come out with that. Gravedigger says, nice thing about my org, I don't have to drool over the cap ships. They own multiples. Yeah, we definitely are fairly blessed in that capacity too, Grave. I mean, there's some people that have, they've invested in the game for sure. Tripper says, opportunity markers, love it. Yep, that's what I call them, opportunity markers. And I have lots of colloquial terms, Tripper, by the way. If you hang out and watch for a while, I have a few like that. Fizz says, how's mining the Halo straight fire right now? If you go back and watch my streams, I pretty much was addicted to Lyria. Lyria was definitely the most efficient way. But the Halo is straight fire right now, just for the scan. Once you kind of figure out the way the scanning works, yeah, it is really been good lately. So, knocked out. There we go. This is not going to be a great rock, you guys. This is probably going to be maybe a blue cap, but maybe a little better, maybe like a 4% or something. Yeah, just a blue cap, no problem there. Capital ships are definitely for friends and orgs. Don't try. And that's the one thing, what you're saying, Infinite, is that's what I like about Star Citizen, to be honest with you. I want to have a couple people in the mole with me. I truly do. I mean, and I have the most amount of fun when I have, really honestly, a full mole. I know it's not necessarily, in people's estimation, the most efficient, but there's nothing funner than having 3 competent miners in the mole. And I'm at the sticks. I truly, as a mole captain, there's nothing I enjoy more outside of solo prospecting. Jojo says, I've been buying a few ships like the Cuddy and Prospector, worried about the wipe. It's okay to worry, but it's not, the Prospector is one of those ships where, yeah, I can definitely appreciate replacing that one from scratch, can be tough. But there will be wipes, and it's just one of those things we have to recover from, it's just, you just put in your time, and I understand. I mean, it makes perfect sense to have ships that you really like and you use every day, and for some reason, you have to kind of regrind them or re-earn them, and so it's not lost on me why you'd feel that way, for sure, Jojo. Gravedigger says, if you solo a capital ship, you'll lose it. Yep, pirates will be all, yeah, you're not, that's a heck of a cluster, whatever it is, so, but it's not going to be scannable rock, so let's just keep on moving. We'll take a look at this guy here. Yeah, I mean, it's the one thing, it's one of the interesting things. You can see they're kind of balancing that a little bit, like if you take like the Liberator, for instance. Big ship carrier requires 2 crew. So they are trying to do some things where, a small crew can handle a fairly large thing, but not the big, definitely not the big combat ships. You really, you really got to think about that a lot. That's a whole, no, I definitely don't want like 2 or 3 people inside a Javelin flying around and able to do that. Quadstar says, actually, this is a thought that occurred to me when watching episode 4 yesterday, but you could absolutely build a space station using the various large ships by connecting them with caterpillars. That is absolutely right. I don't know if you guys have seen this. There's a 2015 episode of Ship Shape with the Caterpillar where they're showing this docking station where it's like one of the modules is a docking station module, and there's 4 tubes coming out of it. And so you can dock like 4 different ships to the Caterpillar. It's crazy. I mean, you know, and who knows if that will be a thing or not. I mean, obviously, but you could literally kind of interconnect a bunch of cats and have a bunch of specialized cats. It would be crazy, honestly. And have yourself almost like a little floating bazaar or whatever, or a little kind of nomad station type of thing. It's awesome. I'm gonna solo pilot the Retribution. Yeah, that's awesome. Marcus says, has it been confirmed? How long will it be? Speaking on some other things, I think. Gradrick says, I'm talking about when the game goes live 10 years from now. Yeah, that's exactly right, 10 years. That's funny. Bellios? Bellios, how are you? I didn't know you were back there. How you been, Bell? Nice to see you, sir. Evacati notes. Fixed an issue causing the Argo mole. Yes, that is awesome, isn't it? There you go. Confirmed. There's some note. Looks like some copy and paste, Bellios. Thank you, sir. Good morning, miners. Bellios came in, is wielding some, we've talked about it a little bit. People have said it's confirmed, but yeah, that's awesome. Fixed an issue causing the Argo mole to have no cargo capacity, which prevented mole mining. That is phenomenal. Everybody in here misses the mole for sure. Bellios says, just snuck in. That's awesome. Nice to see you, Bellios, for sure, and especially if you're going to bring good news, man. That's awesome. We're all super excited to get that thing back online, that's for sure. Our mining nights have been kind of different without there's a nice Q-type and a couple of pingbacks. We'll roll back to 90 here. I know our organization mining nights, because we use that thing exclusively for scooping, have definitely had their challenges, right? I mean, it's just one of those things as you kind of get used to it, and we don't want to have, if you can have 5 mole, ledgers, 5 mole refining jobs versus 15 prospector jobs, it's not even close. I mean, it's so much easier to manage with the mole, for sure. So, a couple of rocks coming up this way, but we'll take a look at them here in just a sec. And, yeah, that is awesome. This is going to be a blue cap for sure, this first one. Got to get in a little bit close to get the results, but we definitely know just by the green wedge there, that looks like a 2%er if I've ever seen one. We'll see how it plays out. That is it's 4%. Okay, that's awesome, no problem. And here's a 4631. This is also not going to be a great rock. Mass, how you doing, Mass? Mass is saying, how we doing, guys? Nice to see you, Mass, for sure. Gravedigger says, and pirates will be able to get forged. Prinz Jaeger? Prinz, thank you so much for that. That is awesome that you did that. That is truly awesome. Thank you, Prinz. I really appreciate that. And pirates will be able to get forged numbers for stolen ships and keep them. So in theory, they can build a whole capital fleet with stolen ships. Yeah, that's, there's going to be this kind of a lettering system, right, Grave, where you can kind of like somehow or another claim a stolen ship or something. That's going to be interesting. Quadstar says, Justin, there's a way, there was a general survey of the Aaron Halo asteroid belt done not too long ago by Seastone, Cornerstone, which includes the drop distances from the different belts. Yeah, Cornerstone is an excellent place, you guys, to kind of look at where you take off from and where you land to get into the different parts of the belt, for sure. Quadstar's absolutely right. Prince, thank you so much, honestly, truly. It keeps me in good coffee. Every bit of the money that I get on the channel here, through the memberships and when you guys do donate, all that I'm putting back into the channel, with tools, with tech, every bit of it, you know what I mean? And, and then coffee as well, a little bit of coffee to keep me going. But you know what? Thank you so much, man. It really means a lot to me. Bellios is saying, hey, Mass. Driznes says, hey, what's up, man? I think I sent you money. What's your in-game name? Does somebody need a few space bucks? Is that what was being said? Did I miss that? Because 42 watching and 30 likes. Tis, people. Uh-oh. Bellios is getting the like train going, you guys. Yeah. You know what? If you do like... It's a good point, though. I mean, if you do like the channel, please do like and sub. It brings more people here. It absolutely makes our community bigger, stronger, better, faster, more. And you know, the Quantanium is great, you know, and the coffee's really, really good thanks to you guys lately. But the conversation, as you know, is what makes the channel here so special. We're so blessed with just a healthy combination of people that have been around for a little while, really some awesome miners, and some people who are always interested in kind of helping new players along. And so yeah, definitely like and sub. And it, you know, it means a lot for sure. It's a good thing to build a nice mining community of like-minded folks who want to help each other. Tripper Dan says, one org I know used to do about 20 M AUC running 9 moles in an org night, so the mole bug is shut. Yes, that's exactly right. For those orgs that really lean on that mole for the extraction part of things, or even if for their mining, I mean, it can be a tough thing. I mean, it really can. You know, oh, there's a couple of nice Q types. We'll roll back to 90 here. Yes, I mean, we miss the mole terribly. I know we do. Belios says, appreciate the space bucks dropped on me to counter the wicked bug. Thanks again, mate. No problem. Oh, yeah, Belios, it was you who needed a few space bucks? Is that, Belios, that's just a yes or no question. Let me know, Belios, if you got the AUEC bug. Sounds like a bunch of people have Wayland Yutani Corporation. Infinite Reach says, I think the prison system should have had a parole game loop. You get released, but you have to keep clean for a day or two. Yeah, parole, that would be awesome. On your way to 1.2K subs. Hope you got this today. Darkside, that's awesome. Drisna says, okay, cool, man. I might have sent it to multiple Belioses. Oh, 2 weeks back. Well, Belios, how are you sitting? I mean, are you know, because like I said, there's, you know, obviously, you know, definitely regulars of the channel, but yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, I always want to help, but yeah, that's awesome. Hopefully you're back up on your feet. I know that got a few people, and we definitely helped a few people out on the channel here with that, and different community members helped different people out on the channel as well. This is probably going to be, it's not going to be great. This is probably going to be like, maybe, well, I shouldn't say that necessarily, but if I have to guess, it's probably going to be like a 15%er, something in that neighborhood. We'll see. A 10%er, yeah, not great. There are more than one of me. Oh, the whore. Drizna says, I got gifted a Legionnaire and a raft. Wow, Driz, that's awesome. That is fantastic, Driz. That is, yeah, really, I mean, amazing. You know, that is fantastic. Well, all right, let's kind of orientate ourselves and get back rolling here. All right, and we'll get ourselves a big scan. That is awesome, truly. It's so nice, you know. Star Citizen has really just the most, really. I mean, if we're honest with ourselves, truly. You know, we've all been around lots of games. Star Citizen community, I will tell you, I truly believe in my heart, and I've been gaming since the early 80s, you know, and of course not with everybody, but I played multi-user domains in the early 90s, like way before Windows 95. And I will tell you, I've been in lots of communities. I've been in EverQuest for a long time. I was in Star Wars Galaxies for a long time. I played WoW for a long time. I played all sorts of different games for a long time. The Star Citizen community is the best community I've ever ran into. Is there some things that aren't great about it? Of course. But by far the most, you know, just help each other, you know, just good-hearted community. It's not even close. It really isn't even close, quite honestly. Dustin, welcome to the channel. Dustin, I hear the mole is fixed. It's going to be fixed in the next patch. Nate, welcome, Nate. Thank you so much, Nate. That's so kind. Infinite says Jack Aston helped out with over 500 million AUCs. And yeah, Jack is who you know, he's awesome. You know, like I aspire to be, you know, to have a stream like Jack, and you know, he's definitely somebody to pattern yourself after if you like Star Citizen content for sure. Jazzy Cat says, good morning, been thinking about the next wipe, which I guess will be 3.18. Yep, just bite the bullet and buy the Prospector real money. Yeah, you got to think about that one. And if you have to invest real money into the game, the Prospectors, you know, you'll find that I approve of that. There's not Nate, thank you so much, Nate. Truly, I really, really appreciate it. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. It keeps the lights on around here for sure. Bellio says, lucky no ship problems, logged out, 610K in the bank. Woke up 10K the next day. Yeah, that's terrible when it happens. Drizz says, hands down, best community I've been a part of. Drizz, you're absolutely right. It's not even close, man. I mean, it's just such good people, such giving people, you know, and just good to each other. Gravedigger says, I played Evercrack too. Yes, Grave, I played it. Oh man, was I? Yes, EverQuest was you know, that's one of the top 3 that I put time into for sure. Dustin Brennan says, thanks. MJ, welcome to the channel, MJ. Is that a black hole? No, I don't, there's no, don't see any of those out here now, thankfully. Calico says, only asking this, you know, because I think of the bug. Nate says, gotta keep the coffee flowing. Nate, thank you so big, sir. Yes, I've got to keep the coffee flowing as well. You know, definitely try and keep a fairly happy demeanor, you know, and coffee coffee is a big part of that. I hate to admit. Infinite Reach Ministries wipes are going to be far less and specific to gather information on their... Yeah, I definitely am expecting one in 3.18. That's the one thing, you know... Now, it's 100% pure speculation on my part, but I definitely think that that they're going to do a wipe in 3.18. You know, there's too many mechanic changes. You know, there's a Q type right there. We'll head right at it. I just think that I don't think they're not wiping. I think they are wiping for sure. It's almost like it must be almost right in front of me. It's not a nice rock. There it is. I can see it now. Mastodon says 27 likes. Let's go. Smash that like button. Hey, by the way, I should mention Mastodon, who's in the channel here, has a channel where he does some streaming and does, you know, a lot of cave spelunking and bounty hunting. And so, you know, if you know, if you like some action content, I had his stream on for a long time yesterday and was keeping an eye on it. Very action packed, very kind of intense. You know, if you get into some of that, you know, like it's like the cave spelunking part of it was. There's some atmospherics in those caves that are spooky. So Mass does some of that stuff. Give him a like and a sub too. I mean, he definitely deserves it, and it's very interesting and a little different than what I've seen other people doing. Like, you know, like I said, more bounty hunting and cave spelunking, cool stuff. That's a nice. There's a few quant rocks there, but definitely look up Mass's channel, give him a like, you know. But I appreciate that. Yeah, definitely smash that like button. Dustin says, I really enjoy these Saturday streams. I throw it on and listen while doing things around the house. Dustin, that's great. I mean, I try and run my stream almost like a podcast. I know you guys, I know it's not, hey guys, this is a Quantanium cluster, by the way. I know it's not lost on you guys that I'm very verbose, you know, on my stream. I do it for a reason. It's because people listen to the stream as kind of like a podcast. They'll go back and listen to them kind of like a podcast. So, you know, like, honestly, you know, it's one of those things, right, where, you know, it's, you know, I do a lot of, you know, I orate over a lot of my stream, but it's because people from very early on said, I like to listen to your stream as a pod. I did it early on just because I was kind of teaching. But now I do it because people have said that they like that, and they watch the stream as kind of like a podcast, and so now I've kind of gotten used to it. By the way, this is a lot. We'll start going this. Mass, no problem. You know, Mastodon says he really appreciates that. Mastodon is somebody that is in our organization, is a guy I know. I have the pleasure of kind of knowing Mastodon some, and he's a great guy. So definitely do that. Bellio says, what's his channel name? Same as his real name, I think, Mass, but you put your link up there, Mass. Don't be afraid to do that, please. Gravedigger says, I listen while I mine. Exactly, and that's another, like, I orate because it allows you guys to kind of do your thing, right? Streams like these help make work end quicker. Exactly, Fizz. That's exactly right. I want you guys to kind of, you know, tune out if you're at work, that kind of a thing. Tune out. So that's a 2%er, by the way. We'll kind of get cracking on these. There's a 2%er, by the way. This is not going to be much better than a 2%er. That's a blue cap. There's a whole lot of blue caps here. I don't think this is going to be any better than that. This is a blue cap here. Oh, it's 4%. Okay, we got 3 more opportunities, though. This could be okay. That's a 10%er. It's not great. We'll have to get a little closer maybe to that one. That's not great either. All right, we got one last chance, you guys. We're moving over there. It's not going to be a good round. Okay, no big deal. You know, it's not a... no. It's so weird. Like, I thought that was... The yellow marker was throwing me off like that was another rock over there, but it's a great big asteroid. So, yeah, no big deal. Anyways, that was a cluster that didn't have a whole lot in it. So, you know, that's not the first cluster I've had to drive away from, and it won't be the last. So, all right, we're going to keep on moving here. And awesome. Let's go ahead and pop that guy right there. That's an M-type for sure. Guys, thank you so much for the memberships today, truly. I mean, like I said, I can't tell you how much it means to me. And I mean that, and just, it's very kind that you folks would do that. So it's not lost on me, and I definitely don't take it for granted. Prince says, listening while mining and sipping a nice coffee. That's exactly right, man. You know, like, it's one of those things. I love, Saturday mornings are really becoming a really special stream, special time. I'm going to definitely do them as often as I can. Plus, it's a nice way to kind of get the work funk out, right? I mean, it's doing something different in the morning. Still chasing my first unicorn, 31.99 2 nights ago. Belios, that is a mulligan unicorn. You know, you can call that one a uni. It's a mulligan uni. It's a unicorn nonetheless. Anything that's over a 31.9. Now, there's this thing called a mulligan in golf. And so we call anything that's over 31.9 is called a mulligan uni. It is a uni. It's a type of uni. And you can say that you got yourself a uni, Belly. Just call it a mulligan uni. And look up what the reference is for in golf. You know. Anyways, Infinite says tea is my beverage here in Turkey. Yeah, actually, Infinite, it's so funny that you said that. I do truly have, you know, someday, you know, and the world being what it is, who knows if that day will come. But someday I would love to go to Istanbul and just kind of sit down and drink some tea there. I definitely, you know, Istanbul, I just was saying to Macedon, I think the other night, and to Zell, you know, like Istanbul, there's so much history there. You know, I've watched some 4K videos of Istanbul, it's so beautiful, and I know the tea there would be exceptional. For sure. Geesley says, howdy, increasingly large group of peeps. Yeah, Geese, how you doing, man? It's nice to see you, Geesley, for sure. Macedon says, that's a great haul. Belios says, RFL Mulligan, I'll take it. Yeah, it's a Mulligan uni. That's what they're called when they're over 31.9. It's a Mulligan uni, and that is what, you know, that's what we call those here. And there's a Q-type right there. We're going to head right towards it. But yeah, that's what we call them, Mulligan unis. when they're like that. Is it a mulligan from Alfred Hitchcock? It might be. Drew says, yeah, Belios, it's his way of saying as nice as possible that you almost had a uni. Jariz! You know, come on, Jariz. That's what Archer does. Archer, when he's on the channel, if it's not 32 or 31.99, it's not one. You know what I mean? Once in a blue moon, it just, for whatever reason, doesn't give you a full 32, although it was a hundo that you finished off on. So, you know, that does happen. This is a single rock here. We're going to have to see kind of what it's about. And we'll take a look here. This is not a good rock either. We're going to keep on moving. That's a blue cap for sure. Oh, my stars, you guys. So, the first run out, we had a unicorn. Beautiful unicorn. Second run out, we're doing a little bit more work trying to find it. You know, find some. We did find a cluster, but we had to drive away from it because it didn't have anything worth mining in it. And that happens. So you just kind of, you know, put your foot down and keep on keeping on. There's another Q-type cluster right ahead. That is awesome. We're going to go ahead and give us a 90 scan. That's going to keep it right out in front of us. So we'll cross our fingers here, and hopefully we have something to look at. 36 likes, you guys. I really appreciate that. That is awesome. And we're keeping it going here. We got another cluster of Quantanium coming up. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at these guys and see what they are. Bellio says, Turkey, nice wave, infinite reach. That's awesome. California there. Gravedigger says, that's why I refined the CRUL1. That's 3% bonus. Yeah, that's exactly right. That 3% bonus, it does add up. Another nice cluster here. Big rock off the bat. Mass, maximum of mass here at 5122. Not a great rock, this particular one. But you know what? We'll go ahead and give you all the deets. 2.2% right there. What about this guy? This is not going to be a great. That's a good point, Gravedigger. Yeah, the CRUL1 is where you want to be. That's for sure. This is not a great rock either. Second unicorn, our second cluster here. Where that's not a great rock. Oh my stars! Got 2 more opportunities there. That could be an okay rock. A 26% are definitely worth mining. And what about this guy? This could be better even. A 31%er. So we have a 40-30 and we have a 49-28. So let me think about this 3 times. Like, oh, that's a 50. Let's see, 31. This could have enough in it. But here's what we'll probably do. Switch, nice to see you. Back by popular demand. Switch says it's me. Hey, Switch. Welcome back. Yeah, Sue's back. Back again. Switch is back. That's hilarious, Switch. So, yeah, anyways, I don't know that I'm going to... I could, like, guarantee a uni. I don't know that I'm going to. We'll have to... Let's just go ahead start by breaking this guy and see how clean she breaks. If it doesn't break clean, I'll break the other one for sure. So, if I get 31 or a uni, getting a uni is important, but you know what? It's taking the time to break a second rock up when you're like at 31 SCU isn't efficient either. So let's go ahead and see how it goes. Graves says the app LPL. I could use it for sure. That's actually a really good point. So let's do that. I'm going to pull up QuantCalc, you guys. Didn't think about it at first. This is a 4931, and this is a 31.8, actually, so it's a 31.8, and I am going to calculate rock, and I'm going to take a look at that. This is using QuantCalc. It's this app that is 31.36. So we know it's 31.36. It's not a uni in this rock, but it depends on how clean it breaks, right? If it breaks super clean, I'm just going to take it. If I have to break 4 or 5 rocks to get it, I'll go break that other one. So, MacGuffin, not Mulligan, sorry. Oh, yeah, that's no problem, Infinite. Afternoon short. Stone Dog, how you doing, Stone? Nice to see you, sir. Mass says off topic. Had 4 straight days of 90-degree plus, and today it's 60. Went outside this morning and froze, haha. Mass, I said the exact same thing starting off the stream this morning. It is a lovely, like 60-some degrees outside, and it is just chilly, like a beautiful chill in the air. After that heat wave, it is welcome. Boom Sig, welcome to the channel, Boomer. How you doing? 07 Greets Miners. Kashmiri Chai. Oh, Kashmiri Chai. Woo, boy. Bougie, sir. Nicely done. A sunset on the beaches of Saint Marie, Madagascar. That was amazing. Wow. Now that is a mind movie right there, Boomsig, that I am quite amazed with. That would be something special. I couldn't even imagine being on Madagascar, let alone enjoying a heck of a chai. You know what I mean? That's fantastic. Tina says, gonna join your server. That sounds great, Tina. Love it. Appreciate it. Gravedigger says, I will make promote it. That's awesome. That is fantastic. Wow, what a mind movie. Madagascar. Holy smokes. It's got me, messing up my mind. And a couple of little laggy spikes, and then I fall out of it, right? So we're just kind of trying not to cook the rock here. We've done well so far, but it is a little spiky, a little bit of spike going on there, and I'm just kind of managing it, keep it around the low part of the apple. Nice break, okay. All right, so I'm gonna have a sip of coffee here. We're gonna see how clean this broke. 678, 35%er. That's gonna have nothing. That's going to be fairly clean, I bet. It's going to 91%. Nothing in that little guy. That's a 38%er. That's nothing. And that's 35. So it definitely broke in a way where I'm going to break this rock down, and then I'm going to go break his friend down, right? I think it's right. It's that close anyway. So yeah, this broke it broke in a way where I definitely think what I'm going to do is I'll break down the other one as well. And so let me do it's just one of those things where this didn't break that clean. Let's go ahead and I'll break this 38%er down first. Found a cluster of 25 and a 46. I want my mole. Yes, it's in those moments where you find rocks where you could position the mole just the right way, I think, that you could definitely miss it. So this is a 1.79 instability. I'm definitely going to try and preserve, this 1.79 over that mass is not going to be terribly difficult to manage. So this is one of those secondary breaks where I don't feel like I need to have a brand. And I definitely, I don't know the status of my charges, and I'm going to be doing 2 different rocks. So let's just go ahead and see if we can feather through this. Good break there, no problem. That's going to be a little bit different one, and there's one more here that had something in it too. That's nothing, that's nothing. Those are the perps, right? Yep. Ah, this guy here. Alright, so this guy and this guy. Alright. Beautiful couple of rocks here for sure. I mean, absolutely. Let's once again 1.973 instability. Not a terrible thing to manage. Not a real big mass rock. It's something like just kind of checking to see if I have some bounce in there, if it's a lag spike or not. Seems to have a hard time breaking up. There we go, into the green. We're just going to kind of feather these. When it's I kind of have it's a 1.75 instability in that area. You can manage. Starts getting up around 2. It's definitely an auto fire on the brand. But we're going to have broken up a couple of these rocks without using the brands at all. All right, beautiful break here. And one last one. That's an auto fire for sure on the brand, more than likely. Prin says, I think we all need the mole right now. Yes, definitely. That is a for sure thing. The mole is a beautiful thing. Hey, by the way, 40 likes, you guys. Thank you so much. That's fantastic. I love it. And we are out here doing it today. All righty. Bellio says, accidentally turned on free spin on the mouse. Oh no. Yeah, I have that click spin too, Bell. I know what you mean. Oh boy, yeah. If you turn on that free spin, she can get away from you for sure. Stone Dog says we need to start mining in a word called the knockers. Yeah, there we go. I haven't seen Drac today, but he'd want to call it the chunk blowers probably, But yeah, that's hilarious. Love it. All right, so this is gonna get broke. I'm gonna back away. His friend is literally right here. I mean, it couldn't be positioned any better. I don't, that one didn't break up. It could have broke up pretty clean, but this is probably gonna give me my best opportunity to get as much on board as possible, as clean as possible. So let's just go ahead and do a space knockers. Yeah, that's awesome. Love it, you guys. That's fantastic. All right, another sip of coffee. So I'm going to break this one down. We'll clean pick any of the hundos. We'll go back and look at that second rock, clean pick any of the hundos. Cross our fingers and see if we can't get a second uni on board. That rock collectively was just under a unicorn. It was a 31.8. And here's what we don't want, right? It didn't break up that clean. So I don't want to end up with like 28 or 29. It does, once you start getting an extra 3 or 4 SCU, 2 or 3 SCU, it's worth it. I mean, there's a lot of money in that. Works great. Oh, addicted to free spin mining now. Ah, I see. Then go back and click the mouse wheel, and there you go. Like, here, I'll do that. let's see if I can. I think it's oh, I know. It's not that. I was doing the wrong thing, I think. Let me see here. I think it's, is it this? Okay, now I'm on free spin. Oh yeah, holy crap. Woo. I can't do it, Bellios. I'm going back to click. It's too wild. Jeffrey says, I'll pray tomorrow. Hey, well, we want the mole fix for sure, Jeffrey. And I mean, you know, I don't exactly know when, when they're going to drop the next patch or whatever. I think it's a couple weeks still. But, yeah, everybody wants the mole fix. So I'm in optimal range. This guy seems to be, it's a grumpy charge level situation going on. Maybe I'm just on a part of the rock that just doesn't want to. There we go. Maybe I found a little softer spot there. Bellios laughs. That's awesome. So yeah, here's what we found: a 31.86 worth of Quantanium in that other rock, but it didn't break up super clean. Right next to it was this 28%er, and we're just going to break this guy down and give ourselves the best chance at a unicorn we can, and kind of enjoy it. Tina says, next we need to teach Space Shorts to kill the Q drive when not needing it. Oh, heavens. I know that sound probably gets you guys. You know, it's one of those things I probably need to just kind of turn off that, turn off. Are you asking me to turn off the power on it, Tina? You know, it's just one of those things I don't know that maybe I do hear it. I just never notice it that much. I think it's always one of those sounds. I guess I just think it's part of the part of the game or whatever. That's funny, Tina, for sure. I know when you guys are in the mole, and people are with me in the mole. It's like, turn that thing off. That's funny. Bellio says, when 3.17.2 drops, our moles will black out the sun. Yes, the mole fleets will be back. There'll be a huge celebration. Champagne bottles will be smashed on hulls again. It's gonna be an important event for us miners. All right, so we got this guy broke. It's just that sound that gets under. I'm sorry, Tina. I do hear it now that you say something, but I'm gonna need it in just a second. So. All right, what do we got here? That's going to be another. Yeah, this guy didn't break super clean either, right? So we have there's a 71 and there's a 91, something over here. So we'll break them both. We'll break these down. Kind of threading the needle here. And I definitely will hit a Brant on this one. Oh, yep. I did. I just turned off the laser. I just realized it was a lag spike. And I just turned off the laser, and down it came, and we've got it under control again. And I'll just march her back up. We'll be just fine. Those lag spikes can be a little unnerving, using Tina's word. That's awesome. Alright, fire to Brand. Let's get her up in there. Good. Bellio says, going to celebrate by buying paint. Seen some pics of that purplish color. Yeah, that Aphrodite paint is cool. I like that a lot, for sure. That's a great paint job on that thing. 44 likes, you guys. You guys are just nailing it today. That's awesome. Alright, we're going to get this guy broke down. And looks like we're going to do it probably at about 45, maybe. We have about 15 seconds to run it up pretty fast into this guy here. I like to get into the second rock, by about 30 seconds left on the Brand. I'm at 34 now. It's being a little feisty. 32. I didn't quite make it that time. Now I've got to roll way back. I almost cooked her, but I didn't, which is great. We got about 20 seconds left or so. We probably will have to hang on to the last bit of it on the tail. And Colt Yoder says, would be nice if you tossed the trash rocks off somewhere. Yeah, it would be really nice if there was like line item jettison. I agree with that, Colton, for sure. That would be a very, very nice, that would be a really nice thing for sure. Hanging on to the last bit. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to scoop the hundo purples here first. And there's one right off the bat. So anything that we can pull out of here that's a hundo, we're going to grab them. We're going to move over to that other rock. And then the next time we fly out, I'll see about shutting off the quantum drive. That's you know, I'll try to weave that into my meta. Stone Duck says, mining guys hate me, ATM. Been a struggle the last couple days. Where you been mining, Stone? I've definitely been doing okay in the Halo lately. You know, it's not always super. It's not always land and scoop, but it's been very, very profitable lately. All right, and I know a lot of these ones back here, but you got to be careful because it was a 91 back there. There's another hundo. Let's give ourselves a little more wiggle room to make sure we don't kind of get into drift and get into anything else. Alrighty. We've pulled almost half our SU required. This is probably going to have a little bit of something in it. Okay, yeah, that's... What about this guy? Nate says, is it possible to overcharge the garbage purples without exploding the ship? It absolutely is. You know, now you need to be careful. I mean, it's not, you know, but you can definitely back away from them. When we do, Nate, when we do Prospector breaking teams, we actually have our breaking teams haul away. Like, what they will do is, I think this is that one that had nothing, right? We will have our breaking teams actually scoop up the garbage, you know, like out of the way for the extractors, and then scoop just a tiny bit of Quantanium and jettison. So that's a 90%er there. So let's kind of move on to the next batch of these and work our way through. We're only looking for hundos here. That is a big 309 right off the bat. That's not a hundo, so we definitely want to be careful. What about this guy? That's a hundo. So yeah, we have our, like with our breaking teams, they'll actually scoop up, you know, the garbage out of the way. So if you have two prospectors, you have 66 SCU of trash they can pick up. Then they just tap on something that's some Quantanium tailing, get themselves just a couple of, you know, just a tiny little bit of Quantanium, and then they can jettison just fine. And then when they jettison, you know, so they can pull trash out of the way and not necessarily deal with the explosive part of it, but then they can actually just kind of dump it if they don't need it. So all right, so we're working hard here. It's 29. There should be plenty of over here for sure. All right, how we doing? We got a 31, and hey, there we go. There's our second unicorn of the day. 2 runs, 2 unis. We'll go ahead and clear route. We will then set route here. We'll back away. We'll spool up and we'll head back. Bellio says, could you imagine a tourist, a support ship, if the tractor even could pull... Yes, Belios, that's something that we talk about all the time, is the 315P or the Taurus coming in and actually separating, sorting the rocks. So you could take like you could actually cherry pick, like put all of your 100%ers in one pile, put all of your less than 50 to 90s or 50 to 99s in one pile, and then put all of your trash in one pile. That is going to be the most amazing thing. If you couple that with being able to go out ahead of the mining operation and mark the rocks that you want to mine, this game will be off the chain. Those 2 things alone, the tractor beams to separate, and the ability to pre-mark the rocks before the mining operation. Schedule your prospecting teams to go out at, say, 1 p.m. and schedule that, and have them mark all the rocks, and then have your mining teams go out at 4 p.m. so they've got a whole bunch of rocks that they can just fly to, and that will be the day, man. 45 likes, you guys. Silas, welcome to the channel, Silas. How have you been? We're out here doing air and halo mining. This is our second unicorn in a row, and we are just super excited. Nice to see you all today, by the way. I don't know if we made 1,200 subs yet. We're fighting for 1,200 subs. We've had 45 likes today. Had a really good conversation with everybody, and it has been great so far. Stone Dog says, RNG Jesus to the rescue. Yeah, exactly. Valio says, welcome, Silas. Nicely done. Welcome, General Silas Cutnut. Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm going to have a sip of coffee here. All right, we're going to come out of first quantum. We're going to go into second quantum. We're going to take this guy in. We're going to touch down on the pad. Try and keep our wits about us. We want to make sure we don't smash into the pad or smash into the station. Get the second unicorn of the day into the hopper, if at all possible. We are making great time, by the way. Just lovely, and the conversation's been really fantastic. So love it. Mace gives Silas a salute. That's awesome. Colton Yoder says, you plan on doing an Illyria stream anytime? Colton, yes, I do. It's funny. I debated with myself today about going over to Illyria and doing some mining with, but I didn't do it. But yes, Colton, I probably within the next stream or two, I'm definitely going to be heading back to Illyria just to kind of mix it up a little bit for sure. Jojo says, anyone know the Prospector zoom is very close? You can hit Z. You can hit also like the mouse wheel sometimes is like, if you use the mouse wheel, it can zoom in too. I accidentally do it sometimes when I'm when I'm out scanning for rocks. So if I do it, I'll tell you how. Don't smash my Taurus when landing. Fair enough. Switchblade says, sure, we had the first quantum, but what about the second quantum? Yep, we just came out of second quantum, Switchblade. That's awesome. Silas says, been a heck of a week. Thanks for asking. Now chilling for the weekend. Some mining shenanigans in the PU. How's life been at your end? Silas, it's been a great week. I mean, it's been a busy week. Very, very good week. But other than that, beautiful Saturday morning, a little chillier here today. Definitely welcome sleeping weather. And I will, we'll talk about the zoom in just a second, Jojo. I can't remember. Let me get this landed and get this down safe. And when I come back out of the Prospector, I know I accidentally zoom in and out myself when I'm using I think it's holding down Alt. If you hold down, that's what it is. Hold down Alt and use the mouse wheel. And just mouse wheel back. That's what it is. I was trying to remember what it was. So that's what it is. If you hold down left Alt and use the mouse wheel, that's what it is for me anyways. All right. We're going to put that gear down. And we're heading on in. Jojo says, yeah, mine is really close. I tried mouse wheel. The other thing you can do sometimes when the UI gets smashed like that is change your field of view, Jojo. It's in the settings, field of view. In the graphic settings. Belio says, reminding me of General Kenobi. Well, hello there. That's awesome. Let's get that. That's awesome, you guys. So we're bringing this guy in. It's our second unicorn run, 32 SCU. And in we go. Definitely been trying to be more conscious lately of just kind of doing a real good job of bringing in the loads, taking that part of it as serious too. Lots of times I kind of get lost in the chat and I'll smash into the station or whatever. I've definitely been trying at least to try and be a little more focused on these landings and making sure that we bring them in nice and smooth. And you can see I've taken my time. I haven't, and we still have not heard first alarm yet. So awesome. In we go. Just a nice little landing, nothing special. Touchdown there. Now we're going to go ahead and do a post. Post-flight is just always just kind of getting your repair, your fuel, and your hydrogen on board. I always like to kill the engines and back out of the chair. It is a beautiful day that we still got a little work to do. We don't want to get killed. What's going on? Let me out. Oh, there we are. We still got a little work to do. We've got to get out of our Prospector. We got to go not get killed by the elevator. Yeah, you can see things are a touch laggy, you guys. And then, yeah. Oh, there's first alarm going off, so we're still in pretty good shape. Belly says, what buttons do you guys use for the scanner FOV? I'm using the mouse wheel up and down. That's exactly what I'm doing. I have it left alt, mouse wheel up and down. That's how I have it. All right, so I'm going to one click here, you single click, and then run for it. You single click, you run for it. You come out here to the safety of the void, because it's far more dangerous next to that elevator than it is in space. Trust me. 750 ms after second jump is perfectly fine speed for closing into the pad. You know, Silas, I definitely cook a lot. Like, if I'm not streaming, I zoom right in, right? But I tend to find when I'm streaming, I will absolutely kind of get lost over my skis and crash into the station. And I hate to do that when I have, you know, when I'm trying to show folks, you know, the mining loop as much as I do. It happens. It's funny. There are some some illustrious channel veterans who think it's hilarious and love to rib me about it, and it's great. It's good fun. I totally love it. But yeah, I definitely try not to crash into the station as much as possible. Drac! Oh, there he is. Drac, were your ears burning, Drac? You only leave the engines running if you leave your dog in the ship. Yeah, that's exactly right. You gotta leave the windows just a touch cracked as well. It's not a bad idea, right, Drac? You know, so we'll go ahead and get this guy stored. There it is. Silas says, I sure believe that. Better take it safe than sorry. Yes, exactly. So, all right. Well, we've got her on board. You can see even pulling away from that terminal, we've got a touch of lag in the air. No big deal. We're dealing with it. And we are grooving. This is our second unicorn run, our second pure 32 SCU of Quantanium in a row. We did have to break 2 rocks to get it on the second run. First rock was a 50-40, so we just nailed that one right off the bat. But I'll tell you what, whenever you're doing the mining stream and you start out the day with a couple of unicorns, you're doing great. It's one of those beautiful things. And you know what? I will just tell you guys, I've had a couple of people join as members today on the stream. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that. Definitely keeps the coffee flowing around here. I just, you know, just want to take a moment to thank you guys for all of your support and donations and all of the awesome conversation. It is really, really, really unbelievable. I never dreamed I would be, do some streaming. I'm an older guy. I can't tell you how much I really look forward to talking to you all. So it's great. And I'm not done, by the way. That doesn't. Some of you will probably hear, no, I'm not done. We're going back out. We got plenty of time to go do some more mining. But I just want to say, I mean, it is truly a special thing, and I really thank you all. It means so much to me. So 47 likes, love it. We're on the fast march to 50, and maybe 1,200 subs today. I haven't refreshed and looked. But you know what? It's an amazing thing. So we're gonna go ahead and pop this guy.
Finding everything all
Hit
right?
begin. We're gonna pop this guy here. Yeah. Look at that beautiful 3200 SCU. We're gonna do the Dynex solvenation. We're gonna go ahead and confirm that. We have 2 awesome. We have 60 SCU in the hopper. In 2 runs. That's great. Let me go ahead and see where we're at with food and drink. For whatever reason, we're at 100%. So we won't need to go in and kind of get ourselves a little bit of food and drink. Belios says, I'm not older, I'm seasoned. Fair enough, Belios. That's a good way to look at it. I'm definitely a seasoned gentleman. You know? Yeah, it's one of those things for sure. Nate says, older gamers got to stick together. Can't have all these whippersnappers. That's exactly right, man. And like I said, honestly, I never dreamed I would enjoy streaming so much. I truly do. I mean, I would go mining. I would be mining this morning anyways. But it's so much fun with you guys around. 59 soon, Belios. How the hell did that happen? Colton Yoder. Colton, thank you so much, Colton. You know, Belios, I'm going to let you know I'm 49. I'm going to be 59 here in about 60. I'm going to be 59. I'm going to be 50 here in about 60 days. So I'm almost 50. About to turn 50. And so, you know what? 59 years young, sir. Tip of my hat to you. Yep, I'm about to turn that number myself. Into the 50s for sure. So Colton Yoder, thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. You know, these memberships, they absolutely do help. They help the channel, and it just means so much to me. I mean, I just can't thank you enough, Colton, truly. Mastodon says, after we were talking about the Banu, the next day I went and got one. Man, what an awesome ship. Mass, it is such an awesome ship, Mass. I can't wait. You know, Mastodon's somebody I'm blessed enough to be able to play with. I can't wait till we can figure out all the cool ways to use that thing, Mass. We're all the salvage, all the mining. We're gonna make that thing, one of the best mining, selling, one of the best hubs in the verse, man, for selling things for sure. We're gonna do a little bit of a pre-flight here on our Prospector and make sure that we didn't lose a utility slot. We still have the original branch that we set out with, so we could run short at some point, but that's okay. Once again, Colton, thank you so much. Tina says, we, as old as we feel, thus I will never get past 27. Tina, I said that joke for a long time. When I was 31, I was 29. When I was 42, I was 39. It's so, the 40s are a weird thing, right? Because you're 43, right? Well, I was just 39. You're 48 or 49. It's like, oh, I'm almost 50. Wow, that's kind of, that's an eye-opener, right? It's just one of those things. I mean, you just can't believe, how fast life gets by, when you turn a certain age, it just goes.
Selected. Stand by. Your vehicle has been delayed.
Man, 4. Why did I pull the mole? I thought I did for a minute. I was looking at it, I'm like, did I just pull the mole? There's some subconscious happening right there. It's like, man, I want the mole. I want to take the mole out. That's hilarious. I did. I pulled the mole, you guys. I was like, I want the mole. Drax says, old truckers never die. They just smell that way. Fair enough. Then they get a new Peterbilt. Yep. That's awesome, by the way. Darkside says, we are in the same club, Belios. Love it, Darkside. Tina Peterson says, used to work with somebody who would celebrate, as today is the 7th anniversary. The 7th anniversary of my 28th birthday. Chippers says, wait till you're 70. Chippers, salute to you, sir. That is unbelievable. There are so many older gentlemen, who play Star Citizen. Chippers, that is fantastic. You're not alone. There are many people who come to my stream who are older folks who like the stream, and it's awesome. It really is. That's the one thing Star Citizen has done an awesome job on. Gravedigger, it's because the memory goes fast, you lose years. Matt says, once you have your first kid, you realize how fast time really goes. Matt, you're absolutely right. When you start when your life makes that kind of like really paradigm shift where you think you know love until you have your children. Like, you really think you understand what love is till your kids come, and then there's this paradigm shift where you're not the center of your universe, they are, and that's when the time really begins to accelerate. You know what I mean? And so it is one of those things. It's super special. Balio says, at Darkside, cheers at Darkside. Prince says, space, miss the mole. Yeah, I know. I do, man. I pulled the mole subconsciously, just like, hey, man, we're taking the mole. Nate says, it seems like SWG was just yesterday. Nate, oh my stars. Yes, you're speaking my language. Star Wars Galaxies was, you guys know how I feel about that. The more they make Star Citizen like SWG, the happier I'll be in life. Cody Shaner. Cody, welcome to the channel. How you doing? Salute to you, sir, Cody. Respect to you, Chippers. Absolutely respect to you, Chippers. And Belios and Darkside are giving you. Cody Shaner says, well said. Thank you, Cody. Getting kids and getting married lets you see your selfishness. It does. It absolutely gets you get in touch with what's really important pretty quickly when you have young children at your knees. And what it means, the precedent you're setting for them, and the incredible honor it is to be a steward for their young souls. Tina Peterson says, kids changed diapers on my oldest yesterday. Today he has a license to drive and works for a living. Isn't that that's what I'm talking about? It does go fast. I have two that have graduated college, 3 that have graduated high school, type of thing. And, it's amazing, Drax says, my personal model, keep going till it sounds expensive. Yeah, that's love that one. That's exactly right.
Thank you.
Drax says, my personal model, Greg Digger says, my youngest just got engaged. Feels like yesterday when we were eating Lucky Charms and watching SpongeBob. That's, yeah, exactly. And yeah, my oldest daughter's getting married in September. I know what you mean. All right, off to RKL3. We're going to punch it and get moving here. Bellio says, ha, Drac. Check engine light is just a suggestion. Macedon says, cheers to all you parents. Absolutely cheers to all you parents, for sure. It is, yes, absolutely, it is. It's a beautiful thing being a parent. And so we are off to the races. It's so weird having a little more time in life, right? Because, you have the 4, then 1's out of the house, then 2's out of the house, then 3 are out of the house. You're down to... Yeah, one. We always call our 11, soon to be 12-year-old, the last of the Mohicans, and it's you tend to, it's all of a sudden there are a lot nicer things in the house, and the older kids come back and say, why didn't we have that when I was here? It's like, because you were here, it was more expensive, right? JoJo says, game buggy today, elevator killed me. It stopped in Quantanium. Yeah, the elevator. You've got to watch out for those elevators, JoJo. Click the button and run. Balios, Cag, how you doing, Cag? Nice to see you, brother. I'm eating Lucky Charms now, and I'm in my hey, Cag. And here's the thing, right? My oldest daughter will come and steal all of the marshmallows out of the Lucky Charms, and the other children will come and inevitably, they know it's her, because for years of living here, they know it's her. They will call her on it too. It's hilarious. Bellios, we don't have kids, plants, or pets. We travel very late. Bellios, I can appreciate that. I have some friends that are just like that and perfectly happy in life to be just like that. And I have some respect for that. Everybody gets to make their own choices in life of whatever makes them happy, and I can appreciate that for sure. We're going to be at 11.6 here. 6, boom. We're beautiful, dropping out of quantum right there. And Tina, I'm thinking of you. Watch this here. I guess I will go up here to power, and I will go to items, and I will turn off the VK00. Tina, I turned it off. What am I supposed to do? I can still hear it. You tell me what I need to do, Tina. I'm sorry. My Prospector's always got that sound. Oh, Drax says Valius Freightliner's no checks engine light, but it does have low air pressure warning buzzer. Oh, interesting. Colton Yoder says, you are the reason we could have nothing nice. Yeah, exactly right, Colton. Yeah, you're the reason we can't have nice things, that's so funny. We've said that so many times around the house for sure. Stone Dog says $31.99. I'll take it. Stone Dog, that's a mulligan. Pardon me, that's a unicorn. $31.99. You get that one in there sometimes, even when on a full one. That's a 100%. $31.99 or $3,200. They're both a mulligan. They're both a unicorn. Anything that's a 31.9 to a 31.9 to 31.99, 31.98, that's a mulligan uni, right? So hit your quantum, let spool, and turn off. Okay, so I see. Let me try that. Hit my quantum. Let spool. Spooling. Then turn off. When you say off, you mean this? Hey, Mass, thank you, sir. I didn't realize that, you guys. And you know what? If that, I think Tina's probably got that situation. Oh, Tina says toggle it, duh. Thank you, Tina. Tina probably has that situation that once you kind of hear that, you can't unhear it. And I totally, it's one of those things, like once you see some things, you can't unsee them the next time you see them. So thank you for telling me that. I didn't realize. I'll try and do a better job with that, and try and do a better job of reminding me. And I will, that is a good thing. It's just not one of those things I ever noticed or paid attention to. So, I always just kind of figured, that's just the way that's the way the old Prospector sounds. So that's awesome. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Mass, for sure. Stone Duck says, how do you interact like that? When you say interact, I'm not sure what you mean. Stone, let me help you with that if we can. Just kind of re-ask the question. Nate says, all this talk about Lucky Charms makes me realize I steal the last of milk of my kids' coffee. Yeah. I steal the last of the milk from for coffee. That's awesome. Oh, that is funny. And I definitely do that too if I'm out of coffee creamer. Sometimes a little milk goes in there. Some blue cap, if you will. Caglass says, I've only knocked around by the elevator once in 3.17.1. Not sure everyone else gets smacked around. It is weird. Some people are not having that issue. You're absolutely right. Cag for sure. Now I am out here pinging like crazy, and you do see this from time to time. But I'm not getting a whole lot of scan results back, and sometimes there's an M type. Okay, so she's starting to wake up. Alrighty. Yeah, I mean, I understand, you know, if you're out here in the void of space, you want it to be a little quieter, Tina, for sure. That's hilarious. Personally, I enjoy the quantum hum, says Darkside. Yeah, I think I maybe have gotten used to it. It's just like a sound that just kind of happens. Matt says, hold F, Stone. Oh, hold F. Oh, to interact with things. Yes, that's what you do. I understand now. Yes, you hold F to interact with things. So if I'm holding down F, I can look around here, but it doesn't really affect things. So I'm holding F. Then I can kind of use my mouse wheel to scroll in. That type of thing. So, yep, that's how you interact with things. You hold F. I didn't quite understand the question. Thank you, Mass, for understanding the question way better than I did and for sorting that out. Because, yeah, that one kind of went over my head for a second. Kojak. Hey, Kojak, how you been, man? Nice to see you. Kang says, this Saturday, weekend creamer Bailey's Irish cream is an option. Yes, absolutely. You know, nothing wrong with a little bit of Irish cream. There's a Q-type. It looks like a single. We'll kind of roll back to 90 and take a look. By the way, we got a couple of 2 runs, 2 unicorns, you guys. We've been doing beautiful today. Kojak, it's nice to see you. How have you been, man? Drax says, at Caglass, it seems like a lot of folks will always give the elevators the bum rush, trying to push through the doors before they open. I bum rush them too sometimes. It gets me. Stone Dog says, cheers. Thank you, Stone. Yeah, I'm glad we got that sorted out for you, Stone. Silas is also throwing a little in there. Hold F, point to the panel, roll the mouse wheel up and down, then roll up and down to scroll. The scroll's a little borked, zoom sometimes, but it's the basics. Yeah, I agree with that. It's not a perfect system, as we all know. Star Citizen, you know, has its things. Or whatever, but yeah, that's how you do it for sure. So we are rolling up we're rolling up incredibly slow. Yeah, we are rolling up incredibly slow. I need to turn this, get that thing, move it a little bit. I'm like, man, I must have forgot to turn up my velocity just a touch. No big deal when I was kind of lost in the sauce and the quantum stuff. I've been holding Z, wondering why. Fair enough, Stone. That's reasonable. All right, this is a maximum mass rock, and it's probably not a bad. Maybe it's like a 9 or 10%er. I'm gonna guess. Oh, it's a 17%er. Not a bad rock, but definitely not one we're gonna mine. So, go ahead and crank her back to a 180 degree sand. Philip, nice to see you, Philip. How are you? Philip says, I finally caught a Saturday morning stream mining. Hope mining is going well. Philip, we're doing great. We got 2 unicorns on board, two trips out. Nice to see you. There's some Q-types and more than one ping back, you guys. So we're doing really well here. We're just going to kind of keep flying towards them. Philip, yeah, it's been great, man. The coffee's been fantastic. The Quantanium's been really, really, really good. The conversation's been fantastic today, Philip. It's been great. So, Kangla says, Bailey says a bit of whiskey in it. Oh, yeah. Hey, I mean, it is Irish, right? Right, Kaggy? Bellio says, wow, nice. And to all my Irish folks out there, by the way, straight off the boat, you know, I'm American. Don't get me wrong. But my family has much Irish descent, and so I say that lovingly, trust me. Hoffer says, I'm doing great. I found a 49%, 51-22 last night. That's a solid rock, sir. That's awesome. This, by the way, this is going to be a blue cap here. We'll look at it, but it's a blue cap for sure. 2%er, exactly. This is not going to be great either, probably. I'm assuming, let's see here, 3%er. So off we go. Well, we are finding lots of Quantanium so far, and we're going to keep it moving. Yeah, that's a nice 50 watching, 48 likes, nicely done. 49 likes, that's awesome, you guys. And we've had actually a couple people have joined us channel members today. which of course keeps the coffee flowing over this way. You guys have been so gracious and good. That's an E-Type. I have nothing but just can't thank you all enough. You know, I love doing this stream, and you know, being able to, you know, to do this stream, it is a blessing, and it's not one that I take lightly. So I absolutely appreciate every one of you who come and contribute. Gravedigger says, I like my Jameson. I like Jameson. I really like Jameson. I also like Maker's Mark. I do. I'm not gonna lie. I like Maker's Mark. I don't drink a lot of whiskey, and I'm sure that there are some people that are just like, oh my gosh, that's but I definitely do like I know this probably is not everybody's favorite drink, but I like a whiskey sour now and then a lot. You know, I'm a little old school, you know. And I also really, you know, it's so funny. I mean, I really like White Russians as well. I think that those are. Don't get me started on those though. If I come over to your house and you offer me White Russians, there's a good chance I might be sleeping on your couch. So don't do it. Don't do it. To shorten it, was listening to the podcast that they plan to have another 100 systems and it takes a while to travel from Stanton to another area. Got me wondering if they plan to have an upgrade. Yeah, well, they're going to have some crazy different. Yeah, there's going to have or also Mass. What that kind of makes me wonder. Mass is talking about like the expansion of the Stanton system, right? They're going to have to also. I think you're going to have these. I would like to see some perishable or some where you can locate jumps, wormhole jumps points that are unstable, that don't last forever, that are temporary, that will kind of take you on shortcuts from systems at greater distances. You know what I mean? That type of thing. And I hope that they do something along that line where, like, you know, all of a sudden, like, you're out with your Carrack and you find some crazy unstable jump point that you can just mark the location. And then you're like, where does this thing end up? And you go through it and you're like, oh my gosh, I just jumped 18 systems. Wouldn't that be amazing? I mean, if it was something like that. I'm a simple caveman. Beers for me, thanks. Systems will be connected by jump points. Q drives is for this. Yes, there are jump points. That's exactly right. You know what? I'll tell you, Balios, this, you know, in this age of the kind of the craft beers that are out there, and of course there are the old school ones that are. Listen, I mean, Guinness is Guinness. I mean, you know, hold my stars in heaven. It's, you know. I'll just leave it there. But, you know, we are really in an awesome age where there's the artisan craft is kind of back with beer, and you know, hey man, it's beer is nothing wrong with beer, man. It's a beautiful time to be drinking beers, that's for sure. Kojak says, Space Shorts, did you buy any alien ships? Kojak, I have not bought any alien ships. Thank you for asking. The one that most interests me is the Raylan. Oh, I think I must have hit Z there. Is the Raylan. And that would be the one that I would buy. I still kind of am kind of holding off, but I definitely am interested in the Raylan. I love the Car2All. I think that thing is, because I'm an arrow guy. I like my arrows. I like my Gladiuses. I'm a light fighter guy. I really like the Car2All. I really should just buy it and give it a try. Of course, the Talon is the Talon and the Shrike are just fantastic as well. So, but I haven't bought any yet. And I will tell you, I don't know that I actually personally own any alien ships that I go out and actually buy with real money either. Hasn't been my thing. Although I think they're incredible, and I really the way they handled the canopy on the Talon and the Shrike is really one of the coolest things in gaming. I think it is amazing looking. Okay, Glass says some of the coffee stouts they do locally are amazing. Yeah, that's what I mean. There's these artisan craft beers right now that are just incredible. I mean, just otherworldly delicious. Nate says White Russians, like Lebowski. Yes, exactly. That's the thing. Like, before the Big Lebowski, I drank White Russians, and it's so funny because whenever I drink a White Russian, the Big Lebowski is the joke in the room, and a good one, you know, and it should be. I mean, what a great movie, you know, just a fantastic movie. Bridges is fantastic in that movie, yes, but it is White Russians just like those. I'm not a nihilist, I promise. You know, that's awesome. Bellio says nice. It's like I got the Talon and the Banu Defender. That's another one. That gas tank on that ship is talking about otherworldly. What on earth? I think maybe it was you somebody who made the joke that those huge wings on the Bandu Defender must be all gas tank. If you guys have not, there's a nice Q-type cluster, you guys. If you guys have not seen the size of the gas tanks on the Bandu Defender, head over to Urkel and do yourself a favor. Those things got VK00 gas for days, and that thing is not. That thing's like driving, it's like driving my F350 around. That thing gets 9 miles to the gallon. And I have a Prius to balance it out. So, an old Prius gets me, last night, 44 miles to the gallon, you guys. So, yeah. Greg Digger says, I'm a Yuling Dark larger man. Oldest still functioning brewery in us is located in Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Yeah, PA has got some history for sure. That is for sure. I would have been doing a lot of drinking back in the day too, taking on the world's toughest army. Guys, is this the biggest Quantanium cluster I've ever seen? Let's hold on. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, it's a 10. It's a 10 jammer. So let's go ahead and we'll head in. Which one's where are we at here? This is a nice cluster. Holy smokes, that's actually probably a halfway decent rock too, right off the bat. We'll have to look. All right, let's start crunching some numbers here. It's a 17%er, so not as good as we'd hoped. 4931 there. That is a 11%er. Okay, third rock. That's going to be a fairly decent rock. That's a 4040. So we know we've got a 4040 in this guy already. Talk about mole run there. That's a 16%er. So we definitely got a 4040 already. So we're good there. We know where that one's at. We're looking at the rest of these. There's a 2%er. Still got a whole bunch of rocks to scan here. Oh, Lord. That's 2%er. This is a 5122. That's going to be a blue cap as well, you guys. 51 likes. What on earth, you guys? Hooray for hybrids and EVs. Yeah, hey, man. I'm an equal opportunity kind of guy. The reality is there's not some big vast reason besides I'm just going to tell you what. Those people giggle at me sometimes when I drive my, you drive the Prius. They're not giggling now. Those years, there were many times I was paying $14 to fill up my Prius. That thing is a technological marvel. I've had it, and don't get me wrong, I love my F350. Oh, my stars in heaven. That thing is just a beast. I love that thing. I buy vehicles. It's a weird thing. I buy I buy vehicles for purpose, right? If it's just me and my wife, or just me, my wife, and 1 or 2 children heading to town, and town is 15, 20 miles up the road because I live in northern Michigan. That Prius, it saves us an enormous amount of money. If I need to run over to Lowe's or Home Depot and pick up some building materials, I need the F350. So that's kind of that's the balance, right? I don't drive the truck for just to drive it around. I usually have a reason that I'm driving it. This is a nice rock, you guys. This is a 5040, like the first one we broke. And so yeah, that's how I do it. But there are lots of people who love automobiles and just kind of are into that thing, and I can really appreciate that. There are some vehicles I'd love to own someday in life, but probably never will. Even the new Bronco, I like that thing. Kaglan says 60% of us in the U.S. power grid is still fossil fuels, so the EV might have a carbon footprint, FYI. Yeah, there is some, give and take with everything. Last I had heard, if all of a sudden, like tomorrow, we were to switch to electric vehicles, we would have to make significant advances in our power grid for sure here in the States. Things kind of have gotten a touch antiquated. I think we definitely needed some upgrades. The coffee is fantastic today, you guys. Belios picked up a Tesla about 2 years ago, my little part to save the planet. You know what? That's awesome. Love it. I like Teslas. They're sharp looking, and and I really, of course, I like Elon. I like what Musk does. Anybody who's kind of takes his money and just kind of handles his business the way he does, I appreciate it. I like Elon Musk. I set up a Starlink the other day. Oh my gosh, so awesome. Tesla is a mind game, fair enough, isn't it? Look at this beautiful Quantanium rock, you guys, a 5040. She's being a little stubborn about energy, but that's all right. We'll get there. Absolutely beautiful. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous rock. And we are going to get this guy broke up. Jojo says there's not enough infrastructure for EV driving from Texas to Cali. We just need to do better for sure. I like his company's products. Sort of on the fence about him though. Fair enough, Belios. I can appreciate that. And all of us have our own views about that stuff, but we try and keep that. I try and keep as much of that. All of us are going to have our own looks in the world, our own experiences. And I respect everybody to have everybody's opinions, and that's why it's one of those things. I mean, here on the channel, I definitely will always work to kind of escape, kind of the politics of things, and certain things are, they just kind of get sideways, with people, and not everybody has, the same viewpoints on certain things. So, I definitely understand that stuff. I mean, it's one of those things, and we'll always work really hard to make sure we respect everybody's views and wishes in that capacity. But really, the best thing is always just stick to the coffee, Quantanium, and Star Citizen. I think we'll always do great. Starlink was fantastic, by the way. Very easy to set up. Northern Michigan can use lots and lots and lots of more internet, and that's a great thing. Keenan Peterson says not getting an EV until Ford Lightning gets released. Ooh, the Ford Lightning. That is kind of a cool vehicle. Drag says need to get another cup of coffee, but no, as soon as I'm AFK, we'll get the overcharge alarm. Yeah, you're right. Drag is always looking for an explosion around here. That's hilarious. This is going to be 690. This is going to be 100% Quantanium, 12 SCU sitting right there. Starlink, by the way, was super easy to set up, out of the box, cake to set up, and immediately 90, literally hitting 90. That's a 79%er there, so nothing there. That's a hundo there. That's interesting. That's 12 SCU. Oh, that's a big rock, 79%. Okay, so it's in. The math works out. Is there a lot of borates in it? 5%. Infinite says, I drive a diesel. Yeah, I can appreciate that. How are the speeds with the Starlink? The Starlink was getting 90. I mean, right out of the box, it looks around a little bit at the sky for a little while, and then we did a speed test, and it was averaging on 90. Keep in mind, this is an area where they could only get I think that they were getting 3.5 before. I think it was 3.5 is what they were getting before, and then they were getting 90. So it is a game changer for rural areas. I mean, it's an amazing game changer for rural areas. Switchblade says, I run T-Mobile home internet, and it's been good. But my area is finally running municipal. Oh, that's awesome. Fiber this year, and I'm super stoked about it. Yeah, that's kind of cool when your municipality has enough extra dollars in the bank to provision, some internet for the area. That is always a healthy thing, I think. Taglass says Drac wants explosions. He does. He always wants them. They're never bad for the channel. That's the little joke we like to say. All right, how much we got? 48 seconds left on this Brant. We're going to run. Get her up into the green. Come on now. Trying to force it up into the green as quickly as possible, and then we're going to kind of roll back as soon as we touch the green there. I'm getting maybe a lag spike, and I don't like it. We're going to kind of keep it honest here. Infinite Reach says, I went to fight, and a hockey game broke out. Yeah, that's exactly right. Another premature quant explosion. Oh, no, Jazzito. Yeah, I went to a fight and a hockey game broke out. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's so funny. Oh, you guys, it's been such a good stream today. Really good Quantanium. The coffee's been great. You guys know. There goes that Brant. It just kind of flew off. That's scary. All right, good break. And now we've got this guy here. Now, this probably will break down, actually. The instability here, 2.43. Pretty gnarly. Let's just go ahead and we're going to kind of crank this guy up. I will break into my Oh, I cooked you just a touch. No big deal. First time we heard that today. We've been doing really good. I have fiber and the speeds are insane. 1,000 down, 1,000 up. Yeah, I definitely, I call my, the place that gives me internet now and then and ask them if fiber's on, on the horizon. And I hope that they do get it here at some point. I'd love to do it. That would be one of the things, for instance, I would take like the membership money and that type of thing and invest in it so I could actually stream, maybe even in higher quality, type of thing, or, and just make sure that the stream is more sound. I do pretty good though. Living the dream, and man, yeah, that's living the dream for sure. Greg Digger says, I use a company that runs wireless internet using towers in a dish to your house. I get 150 meg down and 50 up. Now, we've had site-to-site wireless like that before, too, here in northern Michigan, Grave, as you can imagine. In these rural areas, site-to-site like that, where it's like over a couple of miles, line of sight, that type of stuff. Drax says, thank you very much. Bellia says, AT&T here, 60 up and down. I think I'm 100. No, I'm sorry. I'm 900 down, and it's around 40 up. Gravedigger says 20 ping MS. Yep. Darkside says, enjoying the American terminology, all English speaking, so many lovely differences, could be interesting discussion. Darkside, I know. I agree with that. I really do like the colloquial differences in the way, even regionally in the States, but also people around the world, the different ways that we talk. It is a really interesting thing, Dark, for sure. Infinite says, I have 16 here. That's, hey, I have, being in northern Michigan, it is a rural area. I had 1.5 for a long time. I actually sometimes would have to kind of slave off my phone instead because it was better. So I definitely understand. I've been in situations in more rural parts where you just didn't have much. Of course, we all remember the days of 56K or 33 threes. But what was the one before that? I mean, I had them all, for a long time. It's so funny when I listen to my 11-year-old complain about his 60 gig download taking 4 minutes. There's some perspective there, right, everybody? Currently running 1.5. Exactly, Navarius. Welcome to the channel, Navarius, by the way. Not a name I recognize, and I try and keep up on names as much as I can. 1.5. I totally understand. That's exactly where I was at. Nate says getting 1,000 down over cable. Technology to push the speed over copper is amazing. It is. It's pretty amazing. Balio says 14.4. That's right, Balios. 14.4. I remember those days. 14. Remember those U.S. robotics modems were so solid that when they first, it's like, man, these things are way more stable than. Gravedigger says the terminology is vast. I have been into 48 states and every one of their major cities. They do have different. We do. There is some differences. Hey, there's my brand. You see my brand floating there, you guys? By the way. All right, we got 17 SCU on board. We're going to have to be fairly discerning with the lasers here. Nate says, yep, first time, very astute. Navarius, thank you for coming on board. If you like Star Citizen mining content, I do encourage you to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. Come back and hang out with us if you want to learn a little bit about it. Ask any questions. We have a wonderful community here that are always willing to help. So I just want you to know that. Welcome aboard. I'm glad that you're here, truly. And, we definitely go out of our way to help people who are first-time channel goers, and it means a lot to me to have you aboard today. So thank you, sir. Oh, you guys, we're getting close. We're getting real close. Are we going to dig this out? Could it be 3 unicorns in a row? Oh, it is. It is. 3 unicorns in a row. Tell you what, I don't, if you go back and even if you just watch the first 5 minutes of the stream, you could tell that I was in a mood today. Just a happy, buoyant, happy-go-lucky mood today. And I have been, and I am, and the conversation that's happened in the channel today has only made me more happy. And I'll tell you what, sometimes in life you have a little synchronicity, and you have, you're having a happy day. The conversation's fantastic, and you get 3 unicorns in a row. So now, hey, our work's not done. We got first quantum, second quantum. We got to land soft. We got to not get killed by the elevator. We got to get that thing stored. We got to get that. All those things are potential areas where there could be. But anyways, Navarius says, love mining, own a mole, can't wait for them to get it fixed. Navarius, we have been going on about that today. You were all, sir, if you're looking for a place to come and commiserate, you have found your home, my friend. Timothy, welcome to the channel. Timothy, how are you, sir? Played Star Citizen until 5 a.m. Now I'm just listening to Star Citizen. You know what, Timothy? If you're here, you probably have that same bug as we have. That's exactly what happens with Star Citizen. It gets in your blood. It's a beautiful game, and I do the same thing. There are times, sometimes I just spent the last 4 or 5 hours doing something in Star Citizen. I put my head on my pillow, and I'll watch Info Runners, or I'll watch Paul, or I'll watch Jack Axon stream, or I'll watch Star streams, or I'll watch Astromech stream. Or I'll go back and do something else. You know what I mean? It's exactly right. Infinite Reach says, I missed the unicorn, was outside gardening. Yeah, no, Infinite Reach. First of all, if you were gardening, to you, sir, I mean, gardening is so much fun. You didn't miss anything. You were right where you should be. There's no more beauty in life than growing things and tending to things like that. I have a lot of respect for people who do that type of stuff, and you're doing it. You didn't miss a thing. So Gravedigger says, what I love about my ISP as a service is a rock solid, and since I was a beta tester for it, I have a direct line to the head tech, which is handy. Great, that's what's cool, right? When you kind of get that inside line, you're just like, hey man, I've got a hiccup over here. Hey, let me check it out. You can hear the clicks in the background. It's like, oh yeah, she is a little soft. Let me take care of that for you. That's exactly right, Grave. I know what you mean. Switchblade says, oh no, a 30K. Switchblade, don't spread that around. I don't want that. 52 likes today, you guys. Loving it. That's awesome. Had a couple new channel members join. That's awesome. Switchback says, first I've seen the first I've had since coming back to 3.17. Well, there have been a few for sure, especially during the Free Fly week. I had a couple, not a ton, but a couple. Definitely 3.16. I think I might have went a month or month and a half without having one. It was awesome. But it's way more stable than it used to be for sure. All right, we're gonna bring this guy in on a little bit of a clip here. First I've done. Yeah, Belly says, oh, sorry, it's Switchblade. Yeah, it's always tough, especially if you have some stuff on board. Now, 30K protection will save sometimes, just so you guys know, it will save your Quantanium. Can sometimes sometimes you have to just retrieve if you had it on board and you're on your way back, retrieve it from Stanton, pull it, store it, and then run down, and then it's still can be in the hopper, depending on if the server tick went by. I have 30K'd before with Quantanium on board and ended up with the Quantanium. You retrieve in Stanton, you retrieve it from Stanton, then you pull it out at the station you're at, as long as it's a refinery, then you store it, and then off you go, right? So, all right, so we're coming into CRUL1. I'm going to go ahead and call for a pad. I'm going to go ahead and drop the gear, drop the VTOLs. We're going to
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
slow down just a touch. Oh, and it's that other side that they want me on this time. And we'll make it happen. Beautiful. We've got a little more work to do, like I said, but we've been very blessed so far. This is our third unicorn run in a row. Our last outage was 8 months ago. I would be the first person up to tell them power company disconnected lines without informing. Oh yeah, we just actually had to have the people who come out and check for lines and stuff. We're putting a fence over this way, and so yeah, I understand. Power that definitely can happen for sure. So, and the backup generator ran out of fuel. Now that it's like. That's something, I don't know. Do you tell your customers that? Sorry, guys, we ran out of gas. Sorry about the backup system. Oh, that's actually really funny. All right, so we're just kind of lining up, taking it easy. We haven't even heard first alarm yet, you guys. We're in no hurry. Switchblade Bliss says, I'm not stressing too much. I like mining borate and Baxolite, so if I lose the load, it's not as bad of a loss. And also, you can kind of just take your time. You can get lots of Baxolite, borate. You're in no hurry. You don't have to, you can just move on to the next, get as pure a load as you want. You can kind of be very discerning. There's nothing wrong with mining other things besides Quantanium. I Quantanium mine mostly because I think it's the most, you know, it's the one that people are most interested in. It obviously is much more profitable. But I love mining, so. All right, we did our post there. We're turning off the engines, and back out we go. They had known they would have had a fuel truck. Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, that's, you know, it was, honestly, it was just a mistake. You know, those things happen. Right? You gotta, you know, even for companies and that type of thing. I was teasing about, you know, you always want to be as, you know, if they were that honest with their customers, they're probably a darn good company, to be honest with you. You know, so all right, we're gonna run in here. We're gonna click. We're gonna click the elevator, and then we're gonna run for our lives, unless it opens up right away. It did not. So we'll hang out here. We'll let the elevator come in. I'm going to sip some coffee. It has been absolutely beautiful. We still have plenty of time to go out and run and do another one. You know, I had a time today set, and you know, we're still a couple hours away from that. So I'm just having fun today. You know, it's not often I get to kind of just come on and you know, we are on a heck of a run right now. 3 trips out, 3 unicorns. Gravedigger says, right now Q is very profitable, but once crafting and ship repair loop comes in, I see that, oh, Grave, I can't wait for that day where there are all sorts of things that are valuable. Like I want to, like, let's say I want to build a base and I need 11,000 SCU of aluminum, you know. I would love to be able to put my own, you know, say, hey, I've got deep pockets. I know there's young miners out there. I'm paying like 7 times what anybody else is willing to pay for that. You know, put my own contract out for it and allow another miner to fill it, and you know, that type of thing. I can't wait. One of the things I will say, you guys, and I'm not sure if you may have caught. Let's see if it's gonna. I clicked on it, but then I didn't think I did, and then okay, so it stayed retrieved. That's cool. One of the things I will say, I don't know if you caught with that cargo. There's like on Spectrum, there was where a dev had kind of did some follow-up stuff for, you know, for the cargo stuff. There was some extra cargo pictures in there, that type of thing, and in there was, like, if you look closely, there were other sorts of materials, like pyrite was one of them. There was other materials, right? That was, you know, there was several different ones. I'm really excited about that. I can't wait, you know, when there's going to be the different types of, you know, that there's going to be some systems that's the only place to get some things, or it's very rare anywhere else. It's going to be crazy. Switchblade says, it saved my backpack of Hadnite, so I'm hopeful. Yeah, Switch, that's the thing. There are some things that are definitely persistent. So you know, if you can retrieve the ship, you might get lucky. Drax says SC really bad, needs the fleet carriers for BD. I don't disagree, Drac. I'm looking forward to, like, some of the pocket carrier stuff, Liberators, those types of things. You know, I think the Polaris and those things come to mind. Of course, the Kraken is what comes to mind, really. And honestly, the Endeavor, you guys, can be kitted with large hangars. You could have you could have an Endeavor with I think 3 different modules of large hangars. You know, that's a pocket carrier in and of itself. I mean, and you can actually just haul that large hangar, like literally use the front end of the Endeavor to go pick up like 4 or 5 different back ends. It's a crazy thing. I mean, if you guys look into the Endeavor, it's nuts. Infinite Reach says, with the Reclaimer and salvage, there should be more scrap. Yes, absolutely. I agree. I 100% agree with that. 32 SCU. Let's go ahead and get this guy in the hopper. Dynix Solvenation. There we are. 31, 31, 31. Guys, that's 3 unicorns in a row. 90 SCU in 3 runs. Beautiful today. Mastodon says that would be something to Drac. Yeah, it would be awesome. Gravedigger says, or when my org says we need 200 tons of titanium to restore this Bengal carrier, and I grin and say, I got you. That's, you know what, when you can kind of find those derelicts that are salvageable, that you can actually turn into a ship by repairing them, I agree 100%. Great. That is going to be something incredibly special. And yeah, I mean, you know, to those people who find those really rare ships that you can just kind of repair and put components in and slowly but surely engineer and get back online, that is going to make something incredibly special. You're going to have orgs running around with crazy ships. You know, and what a fun and awesome goal to have, right, Grave? I mean, for sure. Drax says, on my fleet carrier needy, I can do exactly like you said, Shorts. It has a marketplace in it. I can set buy orders for any product. Man-made set prices. I want to pay up to 1,000%. Exactly. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you know, hey, I got deep pockets. I don't mind paying. I want, you know, I'm creating demand for myself because I need this stuff. You know, I need this stuff because we're base building or we're working on, like, something much like Grave said, you know, working on we're restoring a big capital ship and we just need resources to do it in order to do these things. So, yeah, that's one of those things. All right, so we're going to click here. Oh, in we go. That's lovely. All right, beautiful. Up to hangers and halves we go. 54 likes, you guys. This has been an awesome day. 3 unicorn runs in a row. Man, you can't really do much better than that. You know, I think I have had one other stream where I've had 3 unis in it before. But, you know, today has been a blessed day for sure. You know, the Quantanium has been very, very good. Infinite Reach says, data running will sell coordinates for derelict ships. Oh my gosh, Infinite. Won't that be so cool to be able to, you know, to first of all, record coordinates, sell coordinates, potentially mark, you know, put a mark on some ships or mark something, and then being able to say, hey, I have this, you know, take a screenshot at the coordinate or something and say, you know, type of thing, and then just be like, hey, I'm selling information. Because, you know, having that kind of intel is going to be so fantastic. So we know we need to do a pre-flight here because we know we left a Brant husk in the, you know, in the void when we were doing that thing. So at least that, right? That is an empty Brant slot. We'll go ahead and fill that guy. Save changes. And off we go. We'll go ahead and pull this guy out. 3 unicorn runs in a row, and that has been an absolute beauty. Alrighty, we're gonna go ahead and pull this guy out. We're gonna head out again. Let's see if we can get one more, you know, real good run out there. I mean, at the least, you have, you know, plenty of time left. Let's see here, about an hour and a half or so left before I have to I got some honeydews I got to get after. My wife will be home, and we'll be. I think we're actually digging posts. We're putting in some fencing. So I'll be at the post hole digger this afternoon, sweating out in the yard, thinking about the awesome coffee and conversation I had. You know, we don't, the auger, I don't know that we have an auger, and I thought about renting one, but post hole digger will do, but it's like, oh man, that's, anybody who spent a little time with the old post hole digger, you know what I'm talking about. You know, so that's my afternoon, by the way. I'm glad. Hey, I'm absolutely thrilled. It's only going to be 68 to 72 and not 90. You know, so there are some blessings in the world for sure. But another solid hour and a half. Let's see if we can get another run or 2 in here. Let's see how the mining gods do. They've been very blessed us today already with a fantastic day. So in we go. That's awesome. Yeah, data running. You're so right, Infinite. Honestly, data running is going to be fantastic. Quadstar says auger all the way. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Quaddy. I'm telling you, that's exactly right. You know, you're not wrong. I hate post hole diggers. Fair enough, Quadstar. I feel you, brother. I mean, that is rough on the old chest. That is for sure. Especially for this. I'm a very marshmallow-like soft. You know, I do a lot of database administration. You know, I mean, Taglass says 90s on Monday, had to install an AC in the windows. Yeah, it's been a Mass was talking about it earlier, Cag. It has been a barn burner. It's been a hot last week. Nate says, I picked up a post hole auger from Harbor Freight, worth the extra money not to use the normal digger. that's, Harbor Freight's not too far from here. Maybe I should at least look at those. It might honestly save us time. It's a good point. It's not lost on me what you're saying, Nate. That's a good. If it says I seen them but never used a postal digger, yeah, it'll be fun. And it's 55 freedom units right now in the shores of Lake Superior. Oh my gosh, that is beautiful. A little chilly in the air. He actually woke up cold this morning. I was like, hey, it's cold out. 58 likes, you guys. We're getting close to 60. That's awesome. We're going to head towards ARC-L3. We're going to drop out at 11.6. No surprise there if you've been hanging out on the channel. That's where we've been making our money today. For sure. We're not going to argue with success. We're going to keep on it. Quadsar says, where I grew up, we had different layers of soil. About 3 inches each, so we would hit sand and rocks almost immediately, even if we started with decent dirt. In Michigan, there's lots of sand, Quaddy. Like, it's mostly sand. It's crazy how much sand there is. Now, there is clay, too, in southern Michigan. You see a lot of that. But in northern Michigan, it's very sandy. It's not a whole lot of clay around this area. Of course, there are differences, but that's been my experience, is doing a lot of, gardening when I was, in my grandfather's garden. He had a lot of clay back in the day, and we have a lot of sand up here in the north part of Michigan. So we're looking for 11.6 here. Gravedigger says, before I drove truck, I did cemetery work for 17 years. Mowing, trimming, digging graves, that type of thing. Installing headstones, 45 pounds digging bar. Yeah, oh my gosh. Yeah, you must have been a beast there for a minute, for sure. All right, well, we dropped out a touch earlier than we had been, but that's okay. It still looks like good ground to cover here. We're going to go ahead and pull out this guy here. We'll scroll forward, we'll ping, and just kind of take a look at our opportunity markers. Boy, they're plentiful. And let's see here. That's P-type. Oh, that's a Q-type, and multiple flashes right back. So that's the way it's gone today. We'll kind of keep heading over there. It's 11.5. We got to. You can see it's already Now that's saying P-type there, right? I thought it said Q-type. Yeah, it is Q-type. Oh, I must have some noise at a little bit different level. Something out in front of me's got to, is a little closer. Only sand here and sandstone. Fair enough. That's very reasonable. Yeah, Grave, digging like that, I could imagine you were just in beast mode for sure. That'll, shovel work will, it's not easy work. It's post hole digging and stuff around the cemetery, digging, trimming, mowing, that type of stuff. It's hard work. I definitely, as a kid, let's tell you a funny story really quickly. I had a job, summer job, working for the road commission, and it was cleaning rest areas, and yeah, it's what it sounds like. Now, at some point, the state came and offered me a job, because it was some contract between, the road commission and the state, but I think the state was taking it over, and I think I was 18 years old, and, I think maybe when I was, maybe 18, and maybe I was 19, I was young, and I had spent 2 summers doing this job cleaning rest areas. Now, that was a lot of mowing, cleaning up, learning that a lot more people drink beer on the road than you realize when you go through the trashes there and throw those away. And then, anyways, the state come and offered me a job, and this job was, it was pretty, by the way, that's a heck of a nice rock. We're going to mine that one. The job was, as you can imagine, cleaning the rest areas. So I'm not going to, I don't know that I need to elaborate on that. But here's the thing, right? So the state offered me this job, and my dad was just like, you got to take that job. I'm like, Dad, I'm not sure I want to clean rest areas my whole life. He's like, well, you could do it another 10 years, and then you change to somewhere else. You'll be working for the state. And my dad and I got in the biggest argument, you know what I mean? Because I was not cleaning rest areas for a living. But, in retrospect, I understand where he was coming from, because that was one heck of a good job working for the state. I mean, it really was a good job. But it's just when I was 18, 19, I could not see myself. It's like, Dad, I want to do others. I have big aspirations in life, or whatever. And it was just one of those things. I've never forgotten, how that was so, it was a good opportunity. But I definitely could have definitely made that my life, and that's the kind of dude I am. I don't care, hard work's hard work. I'm okay with it. If it pays well, it's I'm good with it. Peter Pindell says, if using a powered auger, use 2 people. Don't want to get, use 2 people. You don't want that getting away from you. Peter, that's a really good point. Kind of properly using that. If you do use an auger, those things can get really gnarly if they start getting funny and now, start getting a little sideways for sure. I hear what you're saying, Peter, for sure. All right, let's crank it up and let's get this guy started. So, anyways, yeah, that's me. That's my later today, digging fence holes. 61 likes, you guys, awesome. We are on. This is going to be interesting. This is a 46.39, so we got to hope this breaks real clean to keep our run going. But either way, this is going to be a lot of Quantanium. We have 3. We've gone out 3 times, and every time we've returned with a unicorn today. I'm not saying this one can produce a unicorn, but it's going to have to break very cleanly in order to do it, and we may have to lean on that FLTR-XL. So, absolutely beautiful. Coffee is going down deliciously. Beautiful rock here. 46.39. We've had very good luck out here today. I cannot complain. And one thing about digging too is it's a whole different animal when it's rocky. Oh my stars. That can be a very tedious job. Digging when it's rocky for sure. Nate says the key to using an auger is keep it in the sweet spot. Don't overcharge and fire the branch. Yeah, there you go. That's exactly right. I've got to hook the branch up to the auger. I definitely don't want to overcharge. I want to make sure I fire that branch right at the perfect moment, and she's smooth sailing. She'll just kind of, she won't rock around too much. She'll just go right down there and dig her out. That's awesome, Nate. I love it. That's exactly right. Oh, she jumped in and jumped out. That one, it fell out for a second, and in back it goes. All right, I just want to kind of keep an eye on it, make sure it's not driving up too far. Keeping it right there in the middle pretty solidly. Pretty smooth so far, smooth sailing at a 1.8 instability. Looks like we're going to have a pretty clean break here. Nice break. Now, let's see how she broke. That's going to be nothing. That's a good sign. That's a big chunk of nothing right there. That's 726. That's 100%. That's 14 of our SCU right there. That's also going to be another good, that's 28%er. So that didn't break up great, that guy. That's 850. That's right there, 16 SCU. All right, and that's really good. There's 14 SCU, so that's 30. This guy's probably got nothing in it, I'm assuming. Yep. Dig post holes with dynamite. There you go. Blow chunks across the county. There you go. What is this dirt stuff y'all talking about? I live in San Diego. Yeah, I don't know when the last time I saw dirt. Fair enough. That's funny. Really funny. Kang says works good for fishing too. Yeah, it's a great way to fish as well. That's exactly right. You guys, this is there's a good chance we're going to get a uni here. This did break pretty clean. This is nothing here. So I'm just kind of looking this over. There's that guy. I'm going to break this. I'm going to move around here. It's just these 3. Bang, bang, bang. The rest of this is trash. This is trash. This is trash. Right? Yeah, so I'm going to break this middle guy down first. It's our 28%. And I will fire a brand to do it. I'm going to turn this wide just so I get a little bit better contrast. And let's get to work. Paying attention here to the mining part of things. Firing that guy. Oh, don't overcook. No, I cooked it. Cooked her just a touch, but at least it's a 28%er. And then I overcompensated and took her right back out. No big deal, we got this. Quattro says, I work in construction now. I basically live in the dirt. Fair enough. Drax says, only time you see dirt in San Diego is when Santa Ana wins. Yeah, it was blowing, and then the dirt you see is just passing through. That's awesome, Drax. Darkside says, as we stated earlier, terminology we use. Not, what is, like, auger, like, is one of those things where it twists into the ground and does the post hole digging. Darkside, what do you guys call that? I bet you guys call it a twister or something. Tell me, Drac. I'm interested now. That's what I'm talking about. I love those. I love it. Sometimes like English words are so much more literal. But tell me the word for it, Dark. I'm interested. Fresh nose print on my monitor. Oh yeah. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to kill that guy. I was definitely looking over at the chat, not paying attention to my hundos. Gotta do a better job there. Okay, what do we got left here on the old brand? 16, man. Then I'm letting it fall out too. Oh my gosh. You'd think this guy didn't have 3 unis in the... Oh, a borer. That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, that, of course. Why not call it a borer? Okay. Oh, my stars in heaven. Cooked her just a touch. It was only in there for just a split second. She looks like she broke good, though. And then we got this last guy. I drink soda, not pop. Fair enough. That's a well-known, definitely in the Midwest. You know, we drink pop here in the Midwest. That's what we call it. And it is funny. It's called soda, in some places, and some people call every variety of pop Coke. I think I've heard as well. More than soda. Are you baking something? That's exactly right, Cag. Regional terminology is fun. It really is. It's really interesting. It's super cool. Borer makes perfect sense why you'd call it that to me. I mean, totally. I could see that. Jeez. We always called it an ice auger growing up, because we do a little ice fishing here in northern Michigan. So I've gotten older. I've gotten more, I don't know. I guess it's just, call it whatever. I've gotten more spooked about the ice. Yeah, just one of those things. I used to, just happily go through life. And all right, so here we go on the scooping part. Nate says, pop, that should be drinking bubbler. Yeah, that's fair enough. Around here, some people call it soda, others call it Coke. We have a bit of a mix. Yeah, Quaddy, that's what I'm saying. It's weird. Some people call like every variety of pop Coke. I have heard that before. I'm in Wisconsin, and it's a bubbler. Oh, that's funny. I hadn't heard that, Cag. I do work with some people from Wisconsin, and they definitely put a Canson in there. It's really funny. Like, and I don't, it's just interesting. The different, the regional way that they say it is very interesting to me. We refer to a cold drink, definitely not pop. Fair enough, cold drink. Gravedigger says, out here we don't have chimneys, we have chimblies, and a creek is a crick. Yeah, now I've heard of crick. I had never heard of a chimbly before. Visited Wisconsin a few times, used to work for Sargento. Ah, nice place out there. Yeah, I mean, Wisconsin's definitely known for its cheeses, for sure. All right, you guys, we're just kind of got to be discerning with the laser. You see, that's why you don't get jumpy. I almost messed up my uni. So I don't want to do that. Oh my gosh, a 60%. I almost. We gotta come out. Where are my hundos? Because we got a little more that we got to get on board. We're just breaking 20. All right, come on, hundo. You can do it. We'll take it. Just getting over 25, 26 SCU. What about this big boy here? 251, 5 more SCU. It's gonna get us close. All right. And then I have, that's 100% inert. That's, oh boy, you guys. I think we broke it. This one didn't break clean. We're not going to get a uni out of this one here. No big deal. And it is inert, but it's not, we're definitely going to, not even a mulligan uni, you guys. We got 31.6. That is nothing to sneeze at, nonetheless. 31.6 is just fine. That is a beautiful run. We'll set course. She could have broke a little cleaner on that last one, but you know what? Who am I to say anything about it? That is a beautiful run. So let's head back to CRUL1. I hauled many loads of Sargento. Gravedigger says that's very interesting. Bellio says it was. Right on, Gravedigger. Wheel says, do you suggest mining Quantanium right off as a beginner or other? Wheels, no, I don't suggest that. I suggest you go out and do some Bexolite, some Laranite, some Terranite, some Agricium. Go just get used to the mechanics. You know, you can still use the same thing. Now, it's Milas is saying that Quant's really the only thing worth mining, but I think you got to think about it as putting in training. I definitely think there's nothing wrong with getting some other things first. You know, I did a ton of Agricium mining before I messed around with Quantanium. It was at a time, you know, so it is profitable. I mean, it's not as profitable, but let's say you can still make easily, you know, tons of money not doing that stuff while also learning the mechanics and not necessarily putting yourself in the stress. You know, that's my opinion, you know, for sure. They are an amazing company, at least 10 years ago with them. That's awesome, Belios. So Quant's the only thing worth mining. Really, mindless, I agree with what you're saying, ultimately. When you're a young miner, though, I definitely think it's okay to get used to the mechanics on other things. Gravedigger says, all my loads were drop and hook, so I never had to wait. That's a company that respects your time, isn't it, Grave? That's the difference, right? Drop and hook. Joe, yeah, yay! Joe, welcome, Joe. Nice to see you. Hey, Joe is the OG, the OM, the original member. I appreciate that, Joe, so much. Nice to see you, Joe. I have been busy, sir. I've gotten 3 unis and this 31 point some and some change today. We are on fire today. Nice to see you, Doe. Hand mining in caves is nice to learn the mechanics. Belios, that's another way to do it. Belios is making an excellent point, too. Hand mining, ROC mining, all those things translate, for sure. Gravedigger says, bah, jump in the deep end, trial by fire, get that Q money. You aren't a miner until you go kablooey a few times. Gravedigger, I can appreciate that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with kind of just going out there and, you know, giving her hell. And because even if you haul in 8 SEU of Quantanium, it's going to be worth a lot of money. Quadsar says, oof, I might have stuck with driving if I had a drop and hook. Yeah, that's what I mean, Quad, you know what I'm talking about. That drop and hook, you know, that's respecting a man's time. And there are lots of companies that aren't groovy about that, quite honestly, where you don't get paid for those in-between times. And that's, you know, logistics is I understand that's hard, and it's not to say there shouldn't be these, you know, you have your moments, but man, the more you drop and hook, I mean, it's just, you're just making, it's time, you know, it's money, it's time, you know, it's an important thing. Kanglass says, gem mining with the rock gets you all the cash you need to buy a prospector. I don't disagree with that. You can rent a prospector as well. You know, if you rent the prospector, I recommend flying to Aberdeen and going Bexolite, Laranite, Terranite. You won't have, you know, there's no Quantanium on Aberdeen, so you're not going to have to kind of contend with that. You know, you're going to have your Bexolite, Laranite, and Terranite, and haul those back to HRL1, you know, and go for that. Drax says, I don't need mining to go kablooey, but yeah, that's fair. And Mila says, oh yeah, for sure. If you need to get used to the mechanics, mining, anything else is decent, but the money from Quant is hard to say no. And that, Milas, you're exactly right. You're 100% right. You know, like, do I go out and mine a whole lot of Bexolite myself right now? I don't remember the last time I went out to go mine for Bexolite. You're 1,000% right, Milas, for sure. I just go for Quantanium. I think it's the thing that people mostly go for as well. It is the most efficient use of your time if you're just trying to get out here and be productive and make money. You're 100% right. You're not wrong at all. So beautiful. You guys, 62 likes. So that's fantastic. Oh, my stars in heaven. Gravedigger says, oh, drop the hook. Oh, drop and hook pickup, grocery, warehouse delivery. Hello, 10-hour wait, though I was charged $100 an hour detention after 2 hours. I was very reliable, so brokers put up with me. You know what? Yeah, I mean, that's what you do, right? If you can hit them back, if you're in a position where, you know, kind of you're in charge, you hit them back, they'll make it happen. Things will get cracking if they have to get paid, right? Wheels says, I do that kablooey pretty well now. Yeah, that's exactly right, Wheels. I gotcha. All right, so we haven't even heard First Alarm yet. Colton Yoder says, doing some rock mining, I think would make some good money for ground. Make for some good ground content. Yes, absolutely. I will do some rock mining. Definitely Starstreams. He does tons of that, and I love rock mining. It's not something I do as much. We went rock mining the other night. Actually, if you check out my channel on the community, we were actually using the prospectors to break for the rocks. Super efficient. Mass was out there. We really had a great time. And very, very enjoyable. Listen. ROC mining is one of the funnest things you can do in a gameplay loop. Quite honestly, come on. I mean, for the love of heaven, I mean, picking up a 4x4 with a mining arm on it, driving over planet surfaces. I mean, what the heck, man? It's like one of the coolest things to do. Absolutely, you know. I love prospector mining. It's in my blood. And that type of thing. But no, man, ROC mining, come on. It's what it is, man. It's awesome. It's fun, super fun. But a lot of people don't know. I mean, most do, but a lot of people don't know. You can actually break the head and night clusters with the prospector. You put 0% of energy into it. It's a click on, click off type of thing with the mining laser. And then you can have your ROCs come on and the scoop. Mass says it was a lot of fun. We were very efficient. We had a 3-man team that was doing really, really good. As far as the 3 ROC man team, I was in the M2, and I was shuttling around, and we had some guys out doing some looking for the nodes, that type of thing. And occasionally when they ran across nice 46% Quantanium rocks, they took those as well. So beautiful night all in all, just kind of an ROC, kind of a prospector hybrid night. And that's what it kind of morphed into, because you know what? Just like the mining gods do, we set out the ROC mine, and we just started finding cluster after cluster of Quantanium. We were ROC mining on Lyria just for some fun, by the way. We'd been seeing a lot of gem icons on there. Bellio says, prospector to break hadnite rocks? Holy smokes, those are small rocks. Yeah, you don't put any power into them. You just turn it on, turn it off. I actually have a video about that, Bell, somewhere, in the archives of Space Shorts history. That kind of shows you how to do it. It's still applicable. Gravedigger says, I loathe rock mining, to be fair. Most of that is probably because I use a Connie to transport it. I can see where you're saying with that. The Connie, with that belly thing, I don't mind doing that. I think I liked the Freelancer Max a lot more. And I think I probably would like some other ships even more. Andreas, how are you doing, Andreas? Nice to see you. Nice to see you for sure. Darkside says, learned ROC mining from watching Starstreams and Prospector mining from you. Yeah, thank you, Darkside. That's kind of how it goes, right? I mean, it's so funny. You really, I mean, Jack Axton does cargo hauling better than anybody I've ever seen. I mean, the guy's brilliant. I mean, his cargo reports are so fun. So you learn, go watch Jack for cargo. Definitely Starstreams for ROC, and definitely me for Quantanium stuff. I mean, but there are other people who do those types of things. Definitely, as I mentioned, Macedon. If you want to learn some cave spelunking, bounty hunting, that's a good place to go. There are places for sure. But all of us also dabble and cross dabble into those other things as well. And that happens. Super simple and fun at Belios. Yep. I love the challenge at Gravedigger. Connie, Phoenix Rock, good times. Doyes's question: can a prospector, if outfitted properly, fight off NPC pirates? You know what? You can. I've done it before. It's difficult. You can. You absolutely can. But it depends on what it is. You do have to be careful, because if they get kind of, if they start getting kind of missile happy, you only have so many countermeasures available. Hawks is really good too, but he is an SC exclusive. Yeah, I can appreciate that. There aren't a whole lot of people that are SC exclusive. I'm like 99.9% SC. I will be doing some more Sea of Thieves stuff with my son. He loves Sea of Thieves. And then we're going to be doing the stream of thieves a little bit, you know, because it's just what we do. And I just love spending time with him. And so occasionally, you know, forgive me if you jump on and, you know, Sea of Thieves isn't your thing. And you're like, what's Space Shores doing playing Sea of Thieves? It's because my son loves it. And I just love spending time with him. And so, you know, and I also like, you know, it's one of those things. We're going to be doing the stream of Thieves for sure. Good, by the way, good weekend to be playing Sea of Thieves. It's a big weekend for extra bonus reputation. So, all right, set up my work order here, and very nice run, you guys. Holy Dynex Solvenation, get quote, confirm. So we're solid today. We've got 90, yeah, 120 SCU in the hopper for sure. Let's take a look at our. We're still 100%. Sometimes it's weird that you kind of get into that 100%, and it doesn't go down. Kag says, I've taken out a couple of fighters. I have too. I've taken out a couple with the Prospector before. It can get gnarly pretty quickly. You know, and I don't recommend going looking for fights in the Prospector. But, you know, if you happen to try, you know, if you get an NPC pirate, you're just trying to hold an area, you know, you might give it a shot. It's pretty tough, but, you know, I think the overall point that maybe you were making, Doe, which is maybe it'll make a good video. You know what? You're right, Doe. I should think about that. You know, can you? Yes, you can. Should you? You should probably choose to run most of the time. You know what I mean? But you know what? I just want you to know, Doe, I'm picking up what you're putting down, and I'm going to put some thought into it. So, Doe, that means, yeah, I hear what you're saying. There may be something there to kind of show some people. Belios says across multiple games. Yep. Date says, can't wait to see if the Vulture can fight off VLTRs, then pick the bones clean. Nate, that is an interesting thought, and I'm not necessarily one I've had. Wouldn't that be interesting if you could get like a, you know, just you could actually blow some ships up and then you know, like with that thing, and that, you know, just some light ones. You know, nothing crazy. Just blow up, you know, one or two here or there, and then just pick the bones clean. That is awesome, Nate. I like that. That's good thinking right there. All right, we'll do our pre-flight on our Prospe. Brant. Now, I know this is a solid 5-charge Brant. This guy's probably in the neighborhood of 2 charges. We're still in good shape, but the FLTR has not failed us today, so I like having that on there. And then Gravedigger says Jack Axon is awesome. You should watch him land the cat. Oh my gosh, his landings are outstanding. Jack is, like I said, the reason I streamed today is because I watched Jack stream, and I thought to myself, I'd like to do something like that with Quantanium mining, and that's kind of how I built this house. You know, absolutely. Bellio says, noted, thanks, Gravedigger, not familiar with them. He is very entertaining. Jack Axton, he's really, I mean, he's kind of the go-to source in my mind for cargo hauling. He has his, you know, his reports he does. He's very, very, very good. He can land ships like, he can like do these crazy landings with ships. Very personable guy. You know, of course, I always recommend Star Streams. You know, as well, you know, streams a lot of times peeks in on our streams here and says hi. I absolutely recommend watching Astromech. He's been doing some streams lately that are just fun to watch. And then, like I said, and I'm going to keep saying it too, Mass, who's on the channel here, Macedon, please definitely go sub to his channel. He's going to, you know, he does a lot of bounty hunting, cave splunking, and probably will break into, you know, Mass is, you know, he enjoys all aspects of the game, I think. So you probably will get definitely some variety over his way as well. So yeah, I mean, you know, one of those things. Gray, Peter, nice to see you, Gray. Gray, Chippers was on earlier, and you know, 70 years young, and you know, I was talking about Gray how we're so blessed to have some elder, you know, statesmen in our community here, and I was thinking about you when I was saying that. I hope that you take that out of all due respect, sir. Gray's another one of our very, very illustrious older. You know, and I mean that in the most respectful sense possible. You know, got folks who really come and watch the stream. Bit late today, just seen the stream. No problem, Gray. Nice to see you. Absolutely, tip of the hat, you know, to you, sir. I hope that you're doing well. And I'm always happy to see you come on board for sure. All right, so we're gonna Hey, Gray, by the way, we've had 3 unicorns in a row and a 31 and some change. We are on fire today. So we're going to head back out. We definitely have enough wiggle room for at least one more run. Off we go. Gear up. We turn our nose towards ARC-L3. Wait a minute. Did I go to a different pad? I must have. I was so automatic on that other one. So Chipper's still here. Exactly. Chipper's is still here. See, Chipper's, listen, you guys, it's a special thing. What community has so many elder statesmen as this community? There isn't. It's not close. Yeah, I mean, Not Dead Yet feels amazing. Exactly, Cag. I know exactly what you're saying. It is awesome to wake up every day and just look outside and see the beauty of the world. Gray Peter says, anyone been having problems with crashes to desktops lately? Gray, I have had a snagger. I have had that once or twice myself. And I was watching a stream the other day. I think it was Astro's stream where he crashed. He had a CTD. So yes, it's definitely a thing. But we're all hoping that with 3.17.2 right around the corner, that it just kind of there's some stability. And I think that there is. They talked about trying to add some stability to the patch. So not only are they fixing the mole, but trying to get a little more stability in there would be very helpful. So hope that's valuable information. So we're doing great, you guys. We are the Graybeards. That's exactly right, Grave. And we are, we're super blessed. I mean, to find ourselves here with all this technology, playing a game that I think all of us dreamed about when we were kids. It's just one of those things. It's just such a beautiful thing. So we're gonna drop out of here at 11.6, and it's been, it's been good today. So let's, why break the mold? I crashed a desktop when I was landing at Area 18 with about 1.5 mil quant on board. Yikes! Now, any chance that you got lucky with that, Gray? I know that doesn't always work out well. Yeah, that's rough. 7.6. Okay. All right, we've dropped out of quantum there. It's a big loss. Sorry to hear that, Gray, for sure. Yeah, that's a tough one. It does happen sometimes, and it's not. That's definitely not what you're looking for at that moment. That's the more critical spot. No beard, no hair, so gray matter. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, sorry to hear that, Gray. I mean, that's a tough moment to lose it at that moment when you're doing your cargo run, and I've had that happen to myself, and it's just, you always just kind of, it is that one fear, that we have as miners, is that when we're cruising into Area 18 with that big load of Quantanium, that's when we have that crash to desktop, because normally that means that you're hit. You know what I mean? There's not a lot you can really do about that one. M-type right there. We're gonna kind of keep on moving. Fuse road de line. That's what Bellio says. Drax says, you can be a gray beard if you want. I admit freely to being the old. Fair enough. Juan Carlos, how are you, Juan Carlos? Nice to see you. How have you been, sir? Gray, I'm thinking about you, man. I'm thinking of, it's making me sad. M-type. Oh, Q drive recycle V. Yep. Sorry, guys. Thank you, CAG. I appreciate that. Let me do that. Let me spin the old Q drive up. It's once you hear it, you can't unhear it. I just have gotten so used to it. I will recycle the quantum drive and get it, quiet down the void here. There we go. Thanks, CAG. I appreciate that. Honestly, truly. I definitely, it's not something, it's going to take me a little bit to weave that into my meta. I am a creature of habit. Once I kind of start getting things down, it will, but that's definitely one that I'm going to start trying to weave in, because people do mention it, and it means a lot to me that you guys, it's like one of those things. It is probably much quieter once that's not happening, so. Gray says it's usually okay if it's a 30K, but yeah, man, that's exactly. If it's a 30K, you got that protection. If it's on you, you don't, and it's not cool. So that's a single Q type right there. I understand, Gray. That's, yeah, that's a tough one for sure. I don't like it. Area 18, yes, the stories. Juan Carlos says, all good, my friend. Oh, there it is. That's actually could be a nice rock, too. Maybe, we'll see. That's a 10%er. It's funny, you know, there's a weird percentage one that's around the 10%er sometimes that it tricks me a little bit into thinking that it's a nice rock. So, Gray, what is your in-game name? If I knew that, maybe I'd send you a few space bucks. I would be happy to. I know, because that's always tough when you have one of those losses, man. I don't like that. It doesn't make me feel good inside. But I'm not sure I know your in-game name, sir. All right, let's go ahead and keep it moving here. We have a Q-type up this way. And whenever you see a Q-type, I roll it back to 90 to kind of keep the pip marker out in front of me. My first run with the Freelancer Max, when I had Quantanium on board, I went into Loreville and they wouldn't recognize it like it was in claim when I went down to store it. And then I flew from there to Area 18 and ended up crashing into Area 18 and lost it. I was so devastated that day. I remember, I was like, oh my gosh, I worked so hard. I had a full Freelancer Max. Will I ever recover from that? You know, it just bites. Alrighty, 12.2 out on this one. We'll kind of focus down on it. That's Q-types as well. I don't know if there was more than one flash, but maybe? I think there is more than one flash there. Let's kind of roll that back to a 90 scan. Yeah, a touch of lag there. In we go. Another Q-type right off the bat. We're really finding the Q-types really well today. Gray Peter says, same name, but don't worry, I've got lots of money, 60 mil plus. Okay, Gray, no problem. I definitely, like I said, I hate hearing about stuff like that. And you know what? I'm not going to come out here and, you know, that's what miners do sometimes. We got to help each other back off the mat. You're not on the mat at all, sir. But, you know, if you were like, hey, man, yeah, that's a tough loss, I was definitely going to open up the old, you know, the wallet and send some your way. So, and I know you, and I figured you probably are well off, but you know what? I thought I'd ask anyways, because all of us have had, you might have been hit with that bug, and you're trying to get back on your feet, and I don't, you know, like, I'm always going to kind of be that way to the people who come and hang out, you know what I mean? So, you know, the most important thing is that we all have a good time. This could be a nice rock. Let's see this. There's a lot of overcharge here. Yes, this is a very nice rock, you guys. It is annoying when it happens, absolutely. And at least now that Area 18, I can actually find the spaceport. Doe's exactly right. I remember, like, not being able to, like, figure out exactly where to land in Area 18. Then they had those brackets you had to fly through, and I'd get that all messed up. It was, you know, and they'd get all peppered up at me, and, you know, then you'd get into that situation where they'd be like, you can't, like, turn your ship around. You get kind of caught in that situation where they're kind of trying to correct everything that you do. I definitely am. I remember those days for sure. Alright, we'll hit this guy one time? Yeah. Crank this guy up. We are doing fantastic. Here's another opportunity for a beautiful, beautiful rock. This is a nice 46 by 46. This is a nice rock right here, you guys. So we're just going to kind of get her broke and clean her up. 62 likes today. I don't know, you know, hopefully maybe we picked up a sub or two. I know we were 1191. I was hoping to break 1200 today. It's little goals, right? Chippers, yesterday I was flying into New Babbage with a max, half-loaded game froze, and I was landing all lost. Oh my gosh, Chippers. Chippers, where are you? I mean, does that set you back? Are you in a spot? I'm happy to help. Bellio says, didn't know QT is invisible. Rented a Cuddy for my first load, transferred it to a ship, and didn't see it. Oh yeah, the Quantanium wasn't displaying in the back, and it was no longer in the refinery. Logged out, frustration. Oops. Yeah, man. You know, that's one. Oh, Belios, I understand that. The first time I put Quantanium in a ship and ran out to it, I almost about pooped the chalupa, man. I was like, what on earth? It's not here. And then I did the same thing. I like scratched or whatever, and then you know, scratched my head, and I was just like, I don't know. I'm just gonna fly it and see what happens. And I did, and I'm like, it's still here. Wow, that's awesome. Gray Peter says, I often help people with money when they're short UI, even some with the Prospector. But yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, that's what makes this community so great. Is, you know, is we all do help each other out. And I mean, there's been a couple of times when people have come into the channel and said, hey man, I had that bug. Has anybody else had that bug where we've lost all our money? And this, you know, group has handed out $400,000 or $500,000, get a person back on their feet. It's something I'm really proud of, and it's something I'm willing to contribute to as well. You know, I want to do my part. You know, it's how we all kind of keep each other on our feet collectively. You know, we've all had mining, we've all had losses before, definitely. I've had, remember, you know, having like, you know, 10K, you know, just tons of mining jobs going, and then, you know, got, you know, hit a patch and lost them all. Refining jobs, and not understanding that they were going to get wiped. You know, that type of thing. It happens for sure. It's been a bit of a rodeo here, this 1.91 instability, but we've got her. Thomas P says, can fix this up. Awesome, nice. Yeah, nice save. Yeah, it definitely was getting, that was like I said, a bit of a rodeo there. So that's going to be 99%. There's 14 SCU in that guy right there. That's beautiful. This is going to be right there's 18 SCU. Not perfect, but that's going to be nothing. Okay, yep. How we doing? Nothing there. All right, what about this guy here? This is going to be another hundo probably. Yep, that's perfect. My goal is to make 100 mil for mining. That's a beautiful goal, Ray, for sure. So, all right, so 1, 2, 3. That's what we want. There's 10 SCU. There's 18 SCU, but it's not perfect. And there is 14 SCU. So plenty there to get after. Let's go ahead and get started here. I am going to start with the, I guess I'll start with the low one. The 98%er. Kind of looking around here like, which one do I start with? I'm well on my way now. You are 60 mil. You are definitely on your way. Chipper says, today I had a refinery load to the max. Got to the ship, show no loading. Go to try to sell my invisible load. Yes, it is. It's invisible. It's in there. If you load up Quantanium, if you put it from a refinery into a back of a ship, it's there. Okay, it's there. It just doesn't look like it. Doya says, I overloaded my QT and went into the MSR, blew it up. Oh, my son.
Warning.
That was me.
Critical.
I was looking over at the chat, you guys.
Power critical.
I overcooked this 98%er just a touch. She'll be plenty timed cooled. She'll be nice and cool by the time we get her there, though. And, yep, my eyes wandered on the chat. My goal is to blow chunks. Fair enough, Drag. I'm working on it, man. That's hilarious. I'm working on it, Drag, for sure. Manuel, welcome to the channel, Manuel. How are you today? Nice to see you, sir. Manuel says, hey man, had a question. Is the mole worth to get or the Prospector? Well, right now the mole's not working. So if you have a choice between the two, it's the Prospector. I recommend solo mining in the Prospector. There are going to be many on my channel who are going to recommend solo mole mining. Each one has its ups and downs. Prospector's my favorite ship in the game, Manuel. So I'm just going to tell you right now, I love the Prospector. Right now on the stream today, in a few hours, I've made 1.5 million. I'm doing great. You can really make a lot of in-game money with the Prospector. To be honest with you, if you're going to spend real money in Star Citizen, it's the one I highly recommend the Prospector. You can just make such an enormous amount of money with it. It's very hard to not save, So I'm extremely biased when it comes to the Prospector. I'll tell you that. All quant loads are invisible at the moment. They absolutely are. Decided to follow suit. Found a 25% rock. Not too shabby. It's a pain without modules, though. It can be. And take modules. I guess if, I mean, unless you're in a rented, take modules for sure. I think it's one of those things. The brands are just too inexpensive not to have them on there. And they, look, I'm a 2.5% instability. I'm a 0.62% instability. I mean, that's why you do it, right? It just makes it so much easier. And I kind of need to have it for the stream. We were definitely doing some kind of impact stuff the other day where it's much wilder. And I could not do that on stream. My eyes could never wander to the, I'd be cooking it all the time. But the brand also allows me to kind of chat with you guys as well. Prospector's the best ship in the game for me, too. Mastodon says, take care, Bellies. Oh, Bellies, you had to take off? Sorry to hear that, Bell. Thanks for joining us today. Love it. 68, by the way. 68 likes, you guys. We're almost to 70. Love it. That is fantastic. Oh, my stars. What a great day. Awesome. So let's go ahead and we're going to begin extracting here. We're going to have some big old chunks. This is a 6 SCU. Manual says, all right, I'll take that advice. I farmed 4.6 million from rock mining and bounty hunting. Well, one of the things I'll tell you is if you do buy the Prospector, you're absolutely not going to have any problem. Is that just lag? What's going on? That's interesting. Yeah, oh, it was. You can earn the mole. Like, I've earned probably, a good 25% of a mole today, just with the Prospector. So you can make that money back. Connor L says, can you get a full load of quant in the mole before it loses stability? Yes. We have had unicorn moles, absolutely, in the mole before. Now, that's a rare thing, right? That's a much more rare thing. While I get unicorns in the Prospector a lot, I've only had 3 or maybe 3. I'm just going to call it 3 because I know 3 unicorn moles where it's a full 96 SCU in the mole. That's Mastodon says Prospector is great, especially if you get the hang of quant mining. Absolutely. Doe says Prospector guy, but I miss my mole. I totally get it. Anybody who's says they miss their mole, they have every right to, for sure. So I think I found where the odd percentages were. We may have to, hopefully we don't have to come back to that rock. Well, let's go ahead and keep it going. Thomas P says, I'm one of those who played Wolfenstein when it was new. Yes, I know exactly what you mean, Thomas. I'm that guy, too. 7 Cities of Gold. I played the 1988 Commodore 64 Elite, with my Braven. Loved it. Darkside says, been an incredible stream with incredible company. Apologies, must leave now. 7:15 p.m. here and have a dinner engagement at 8 p.m. Please be safe. See you in the verse. Darkside, this is a big salute to you, sir. Physically done. Thank you for joining today. It's a pleasure having you along, and you've been great. And I can't thank you enough for coming and being a part of the stream. You know how I feel about that stuff, and it just means a ton, man. Take care of yourself. Enjoy your dinner, sir. Manuel Isaac says, I'm tired of rock mining, so buggy. I found that half my time non-existing had night. You can't mine. Yeah, I have heard, and we have experienced kind of the ghost rocks or whatever, Manuel. I know what you're talking about. And if it's Manuel, I'm sorry about that too as well. But yeah, I understand what you're saying for sure. I will say, prospecting is, if you've earned 4.6 million rock mining, you've earned your stripes, sir. Absolutely. Take care, Darkside. Take care, Darkside. Absolutely. Blighty, UK. UK Jet, how are you? Mole is fixed next patch. It is. Yeah, absolutely. Eva Cotty's saying that she's in groovy shape. And we'll cross our fingers and hope that that's the truth. Absolutely. So we're getting close, you guys. This is another unicorn run. You guys, I've done 4 runs today. 5 runs today. And 4 of them have been unicorns. So we are just on fire today. We are just, whew, the Quantanium is darn hot today. But you want to know something? The conversation's been way off the charts good today. That's been great, man. Blake Romero, welcome to the channel. Blake, not a name I recognize. What's the lowest percent of quant you go for? Excellent question. Love that question. I don't go, it's not a percentage, Blake, as much as it is an amount. I really don't want to mine anything less than 18 SCU of 17, 18 SCU of Quantanium. So it's like, if we have this little $1 app. It's called QuantCalc. you could use it if you want, or you can just do the math quickly in your head. But it's a $1 app. It's in the Google Play Store, and you can put in like the mass and the percentage, and it will tell you how much SCU is in a rock. Blake, a good rule of thumb is a 40-40. A 4,000 mass at 40% is 32 SCU, or a full Prospector amount. So I like to, it's really around 20% is really, I think, the number. Just to answer your question, it's somewhere around 20 to 22%, depending on the size of the rock. Gravedigger, I hope that answers your question, Blake, but I'm happy if we could dig in a little more if you want. Gravedigger says, can't tell you how many times I died of dysentery playing Oregon Trail and on the Apple IIe. Grave, I did the same thing many times. Navaria says, rock mining is pretty stable right now. A lot of bugs were ironed out. It is more stable than it used to be. You're right, Navarius. Gray Peter says 20% is my lowest. Yeah, that's where I'm at too. It's around 20%. Astroman, welcome to the channel, Astroman. I'm waiting for that mole fix. Astro, you have come to the right. Collectively, we're all kind of a big group hug on everybody wants that mole fixed. Absolutely, that's us, right? I'm interested to see how much will change in the cargo refactor. Astro, so am I. The cargo refactors, it is a monumental shift in the way things are gonna behaviors in the verse, piracy in the verse, all those things. It's gonna be it's a huge question. It's a very, very important question. But I am very interested in that as well as the state of trading. And then, of course, along with that comes in kind of the hull stripping or the beginning of salvage. And of course, the PES, right? The reason that they're taking the longer time is because the persistent entity streaming, that back-end tech that opens up the door to the rest of the game. So 3.118 is an absolutely huge upgrade to the game, hopefully. I know that it's got a lot going on. Bloody John says, should be around the 30th of June, the next patch. Yep, it's not far off, you guys. It's not for us. 3.17.2 is coming. It's going to be fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. And so, hey, I have some special thanks that let me just check the time. I have some special thanks definitely today. We've had several people sign up as new members on the channel today. That's a blessing. You have no idea how much I totally respect that as a huge blessing. Please understand, all of that stuff that if you put into the channel here, it's going back into the channel. New tech, improving things, maybe a different like a bigger stream deck, little things like that to improve things around here. It means a ton to me. I just want you to know it's not lost on me. And so really do appreciate that. We have done, out of 5 runs today, 4 of them have been unicorns. We're not done yet. We still have, we're out of second quantum. We still got to, handle our business. We got to set this guy down on the pad, not get killed by an elevator, run it down to the refinery. So we've still got a little business to attend to. The mole is too complicated to bother for me. Prospector's just easy for, so that's where I'm at, Gray. I think it's just like, I definitely know that if I play the mole, like if I really have a ton of attention to detail solo mole mining, that I could probably do better than I do with the Prospector. But I love the Prospector. It's in my blood. I do so well with it already that I just don't, the extra thing of jumping out of the seat and running down. I use the tedious word. It's not, solo moling is a touch tedious for me. I do that gently because I know that there are other people who have no problem with it and are far more ambitious than me, and that's totally fine. But the thing I will say is there's nothing funner than a mole that has 2 or 3 good mole pilots in it, that are awesome remote turret operators. And you can sit back as the pilot and just kind of have a wobbly pop and enjoy the day while those guys are just ripping it up. And after I do recommend solo mole mining enough to understand the importance of positioning. Nothing will teach you positioning faster, because that's a critical skill as a mole pilot, positioning the mole. And nothing is going to teach you more critical analysis on where you need to have your mole position than doing some solo mole mining, because there's nothing more frustrating than getting down at that center laser and then lining up on a rock and being like, oh gosh, I gotta go move forward or back, or I'm too far forward. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. So I do recommend, as a captain of a mole, you do spend some time solo mole mining, because it teaches you the value and the importance of understanding your you know how to line that thing up properly. It saves time. There's lots of times I know for a fact that the crew that I have on board is like, man, he can line this thing up without really asking them where I need to be. I normally can. Although good communication's another beautiful part of the mole as well, where people get to talk to each other, kind of say, hey, bump her forward a little bit, or move her back, or can you rotate around? Can you give me a 180 spin on this, this group, that type of thing. It's all good stuff. All right, we're going to do our post-flight here, you guys. This is awesome. Boom, boom, boom. And we'll turn off those engines, and we will back away. Tedious is a good word for it. Roland Kruger, welcome to the channel. What is your APU or hour quant mining? Roland, we can talk about that here in just a second. I'll give you some. Some big final numbers. We've done really well today. Today's been an exceptional day. We've done 5 runs. 4 of them were unicorns, and 1 of them was 31 and some change. So I mean, we've tore it up today, Roland. And give you an idea. Beautiful. And by the way, Roland, welcome to the channel. Nice to see you. Greg, how are you, Greg? Nice to see you. Solo mole mining, when it isn't torqued up, is way more profitable than a prospector. The prospector is good, but the mole is an advanced mining chip. I understand what you're saying with that. I don't disagree with that. And I listen, I do not begrudge anybody who has more ambition than me. Absolutely, Greg. I understand what you're saying, and I truly do agree that there are some critical skills that you need to have in the mole that you do not need to have in the prospector mining. Maybe it's the simplicity in the prospector mining I enjoy. By the way, I clicked that elevator button in there. Notice I'm hiding out here, everybody, because that's what you do at CRUL1. Do yourself a favor. If there's that one thing you take away from my stream, it's click and run on those things. They will kill you. Most dangerous thing in the verse right now are those man-eating elevators. Switchback says, do you think there will ever be a ship in between the mole and the prospector? No, I don't think that there will. Well, why would I say no that fast? I don't know, Switch. I mean, they certainly could do that. I hope that there's alien miners. I really want a 2-head laser. I do. That would be awesome, like a 64 SCU 2-head, like a twin pod type thing. That would be awesome, Switch. Maybe an alien one that does that. Alex Jennings. Alex, nice to see you, man. How you been? It's going really well. We've just absolutely tore it up today, you guys.
Welcome to the
We have absolutely just tore it up. We've done 5 runs, and 4 of them have been unicorns, and we get this guy stored. And there we go. We'll run down and we'll take a look here. Gray says, I agree, but I still like the additional strategy with the mole. And so, I listen, it's one of those things. Like, I like Mountain Dew. Some people are going to like Pepsi. You know what I mean? That's just one of those things. I mean, I think all viewpoints are valid between the mole and the prospector. I think there is a simplicity to the prospector. I think there is a complexity to the mole that isn't there. And I think that both of those arguments are incredibly valid. And that's one of the beauties. There's so many different layers of mining. Everybody can make their own choices. And especially now when you have consumables, you have passives, you have mining gadgets. There's these other layers as well where we all kind of get to stitch things to how we do it. And I think that's an important thing. Hey, look at this guy looking snazzy over there. That's awesome. And, and down we go to the refinery for sure. Greg says, if we could droppable QT targets. Greg, we were saying that earlier, Greg. I would love it when at 1 p.m. I could send out my prospectors. They could tag rocks, and at 3 p.m. we could start the mining operation. They could go over the tagged rocks. That's exactly what it's on. Oh, Greg, you're after my own heart. Alex says, I can't mine anymore. The game deleted my Lancet head and all the terminals. Oh, no, Alex. You can head over to Port Alisar at Dumpers Depot and buy Lancet heads. Go ahead. You can head there and get them there. It's not a bad thing to do. You also can get them at Shub and Interstellar. Alex, I have a video right now that says, that where to buy things. I think it's like the lettering's in green. Where to buy things because those screens are black. All the basics, okay? Alex, check out the video. It's not long. It was designed to help people that are running into the black screen terminal thing. Where you might find the components that you would normally use. So I definitely have a little video about that, but you can head over to Port Alisar Area 18 and get those there, and Brant's there too as well. Greg Peter says, I'm making as much money as I can quickly. Love the mole, but would never use it on Lyria. Bladey, we use it on Lyria a lot. But I don't solo planet mole as much as if I solo mole, I definitely do it in the air and halo. So we'll set this work order up. You guys, this has been a very, very, very profitable stream. I'm going to go ahead and confirm that. So let's pull out I want to get some numbers going here because it has been a great stream today. Let me go ahead and do this here. I am going to go ahead and pull out the calculator, right? And we're going to talk about this. That's a 3130. That's a 3131. That's a 3131. Okay, then we've got this our low guy was a 3092. And now we've got a 3131. That is 15,615 units. And I'm going to times that by 88. That's 1.389 million AUEC since I started the stream. Now, there's still some, there's some fuel costs. Let's just call it 1.35 million after I pay my fuel costs. That's since I started the stream, and I think it was, let me check here. I think Roland, was it you, Roland, who asked about that? Yeah, Roland Kruger did ask about that. So, Roland, if you could just maybe take from when my stream started, divide that by 1.35 million, and that would probably give you the number you're looking for. So, one of the things I will say to you guys, and we have to do that this time is I have some post holes to dig today. We're putting in a fence. So, would I much rather be Quantanium mining? Absolutely. But it is, that's life. It's Saturday and you got to get her done. So, first of all, many thanks, special extra thanks to the people who signed up and became members of the channel today. I'm telling you, it means the world to me. Let's see here. We've got Drax says, Shorts has a video on where to go to get the mining equipment. Yep. Thank you, Drac. I appreciate that. Greg says, you bet. I wouldn't solo mine in a mole anywhere but in the Halo. That's the way I feel about it too, Greg. Alex says, I can't wait for the Mystic Expanse to come out so mining becomes more long outings rather than back and forth to Lagrange points. Alex, I can't wait either. I really am excited about that. Switchblade says, where do you normally buy your modules? I, of course, would love to buy them at the refineries, but you can't right now. So I go to Port Alisar, Dumpers Depot. I'll pick up Lancet heads there in Brants. Sometimes it depends on where I'm at, right? I'll head over to Shubin Interstellar. If I'm over that way, I'll stop at Shubin on New Babbage and get them there. Also, Area 18 has some stuff. But yeah, most of the time at the refineries when the terminals are working, about 400K per hour. Thank you, Roland. What do you think about that? Is that good? Is that bad? 385K an hour? You know what? Yeah, you guys. I mean, Quantanium mining, making 385K an hour. Maybe I'm going to throw that in the title. 385K an hour Quantanium mining, today. But anyways, yeah, I don't have any more time. I do have to kind of put a button her up. But anyways, to those who, this is the thing I always like to say at the end of my streams, and it is this, right? The coffee, the coffee. You guys have been so good to me lately. The coffee's great. We really did an awesome job on Quantanium today, but this conversation today was something special. This was a special stream. There was a lot of you who are veterans. There was a lot of new faces. There was some memberships that have happened. There was, so thank you all, truly. I mean, honestly, literally, I wipe a tear from my eye. I never dreamed that I would be able to do something I enjoy so much, and people would come and watch and enjoy it as much as I do. Yeah, you know what? It's just one of those things. I mean, Roland says, I get 350K per hour C2 cargo hauling titanium. That's very good money, Roland, for sure. I mean, and I can't tell you that I would consistently get, if I'm just honest, Roland, if I'm, bare knuckles honest, today I had a very good day. If I do 5 runs and 4 of them are unicorns, it's a good day. There are many days where I may be under 350K or 325 or 300K. Mining is one of those things. You know what I mean? So Colton says, later analytical with a salute. You guys, thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. I'll sit here and blubber for hours. I'm not gonna waste any more of your time. Go enjoy your Saturday. That's in order. If you're doing, I hope that you find every single rock that I didn't out there today. Please take care of yourself, honestly, truly, and I will see you all around the verse.